Oh,
Okay.
and by the way, we don't have to get off and get back on because now it's my turn to get the promotion.
That's great, but just FYI, I want to let you all know I'm gonna have to leave in at 9:45 because I have to go over. I have to go over to my mom's and help her.
Well, that's still one more hour.
At least, yeah.
But what you say to him about the Che Guevara shirt?
I barely remember it, but I just remember it didn't I think we didn't let the conversation go on too long because I think it became clear that it was it might have gotten
ugly.
I think we were both I think we were both afraid it might. I think we were both afraid it might. And especially since it was early on, we didn't really know each other very well, but I remember I vaguely remember saying, I was just that's weird. What is it? It was, again, it didn't last very long, but I just remember being he did a lot of horrible, he did a lot of bad stuff. But it was also, but at the time it was just very, very cool to idolize him because of his politics, his left-wing politics. So a lot of people, so it was really cool. And, so people kind of forgot as Castro's enforcer, he did a lot of things throwing dissenters in prison and having them tortured and
Well, honestly, until you said that, I didn't even know that he was Castro's enforcer.
Yeah, I didn't
no idea.
I
had no idea.
I could be okay. God, I hope. Okay, I hope I'm right about that. I thought that was the case. I thought it was the case.
No, you've got your dictators mixed up. He was Juan Perón's enforcer. Because wasn't Che Guevara a character in the musical Evita?
No, Che Guevara was a real person.
No, I know he was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
portrayed in the musical Evita.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Which is about Argentina.
I totally missed that. No, he wasn't Castro's enforcer. I'm sorry. That was wrong. I was wrong. God, I have to be careful when I say stuff like that.
You've been fact-checked.
No, I fact-checked myself. Yeah, and you all fact-checked, and you fact-checked me too. No, I just know. Yeah, okay.
Nice lie, Donald.
Yeah. Oh, please. Actually, I could do a Donald Trump. Well, I think everybody can do a Trump impersonation. So.
I can't. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it's easy to, I use the best words. Yeah. So anyway,
I use the most tremendous words.
He's not Che Guevara's enforcer. No, he, no. Oh, but I'm looking at it now. He left Cuba in 1965 to foment revolution abroad, and then he went to Bolivia. It was first he was in Congo and then he went to Bolivia. Anyway, my mistake. No, but nevertheless, he did a lot of not very nice things.
Well, I think the problem is there's extremists on both sides, and that's the...
Yeah. Yep. And the further, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was getting and I'm nowhere near I'm nowhere near politically centrist, but even I was getting annoyed 4 years ago, with a lot of the people with a lot of the over and over and over again anti-Hillary Clinton posts coming from the left.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's I can understand, look, she's not perfect. She's still a neoliberal, but looking at what we have now, we could have had it much better.
Yeah. Though yes, but admittedly, I think that a lot of the rousing political stuff that's happening right now probably wouldn't have been happening under her. I can't say that for sure. Nobody really knows, but it's just an opinion I have because I feel like a lot of the people would have been a lot more complacent because we finally elected a woman president. It's we defeated sexism. So I feel like
yes.
Yeah.
But my thing is also I feel I think my gripe now is that I think she would have handled the COVID much better.
Of course she would have.
Like, I mean,
Everyone would have.
my big toe would handle the COVID much
Of
better
course
than
you
he
would.
says.
It
But
would. I mean, there would have been sad. There would people would have died here, and no matter who was in office, like there would have been losses. There would have been deaths.
Yeah, but
Oh, hey, how's it going? I just
But it wouldn't have been this
ordered
many.
from you guys
more
from
deaths would have been
Uber
prevented
Eats.
because actions would have been taken earlier. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
threw it out of hand because it wasn't taken.
Yes. No. It's absolutely true. It's very sad.
And I think she would have believed that it was a thing instead of trying to convince people that it's a hoax.
well, on top of that, like she would not have disbanded the pandemic task force that Obama set up
Mm-hmm.
because Trump is so fucking dead set on reversing everything that Obama has ever did.
I think he just is trying to finalize the reversal of protection for transgendered people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read
Because
the
he's an asshole.
No, of
Yeah,
course.
he's basically just trying to undo everything that Obama did. No matter what it is. Like I don't honestly
Like
part of
if
it.
he could, he would go raise bin Laden from the dead.
No, I don't think he would do that. But I do.
It's
I know you were
it's an
kidding.
expression.
I know you. No, you were kidding. I know you were kidding, and
Hyperbole.
I took it literally. I'm sorry. I do have a tendency to do that. But personally, yeah, I think he's just I think he just is literally just trying to undo everything that Obama did, no matter what it was, all because Obama told some jokes at his expense at a state dinner 9 years ago, and Trump has no sense of humor. So, God.
Well, he has no fucking. Well, I think he's also just a racist.
Everyone knows he's a racist.
To what
Yes,
extent,
very much
though?
so.
That's interesting, though. To what extent, though? Because he and who is he racist against? Do you think?
Against Mexicans,
All
Yes.
minorities.
against Africans, Black people, against everyone. I mean, we're talking about Trump, right?
I know, but how come he's had how come he has all well, it's interesting. I'm just curious. So
Some of my best friends are Black. Is that the argument you're using?
I talked to Kanye
Because he's
West.
had Black people in office. I mean, that's
well, I mean, yeah. Why is that's I'm
What?
just
I
curious.
mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it doesn't. I wouldn't
Russell
care if he
Simmons.
were. I literally wouldn't care if he was married to a Black woman. The guy is a racist piece of shit. It doesn't matter. You don't get to use one thing to offset the other. He said literally some of the most atrocious things that anyone has ever said, let alone a leader of a country.
Well,
you
look
don't
at the
get to-
fact.
He's a racist?
Look at the fact that whatever 30 years ago, before even anyone ever entertained the idea of him being president, look at how he took out a full page ad in the New York Times basically calling for the heads of the Central Park Five when they're exonerated later
Yeah.
on.
No, I know.
So, and that was clearly a racist dog whistle for the elite that
Well, even after they were exonerated.
yeah, he still talks shit about
Yep.
them.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, from his own lips, from his own mouth.
Yes.
And just the way he talks about minorities compares to the way he talks about his followers, which are all lower class white people.
Yeah.
Calls people roaches and just scum of the earth, shitbag people.
Or there was one time where I mean, and I'm sure he said this more than once, but I remember only hearing it once because I try not to listen to him. But he said something about Southern California being infested with Mexicans. And you don't use the word infested when you're talking about people. You use infested when you're talking about the Bushwick rats.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah. No, I was just playing devil's advocate for a second. Wanted to get some. Yeah.
You made us back up our feelings with facts rather than emotion. But yeah, like, you just, like, when, like, the word infestation
No. Yeah, of course.
is reserved for, like, you know,
No, of course.
household pests.
Yep. No, of course. I remember. He's like, they're sending rapists here. They're sending criminals here. And some, I assume, are good people. Yep. Fine people on both sides. I mean, there's like, the list goes on and on. So, yeah.
I don't
I mean,
know anything about white supremacy.
I would say he's very unique in the number of people that he's insulted. Like, he's got a Archie Bunker level of like insults for everyone.
Mm.
Like, almost as if he were going out of his way to show that he was, like, you know, an equal opportunity hater.
Mm.
Well, he insults everybody that, like, hurts his feelings.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much, yeah, like, there's no sense of diplomacy with him. So
How did Nigerians or Mexicans hurt his feelings?
Who knows? But I mean, I'm just saying, like, otherwise, like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I think it's almost a separate we're
yeah,
both
it's
not
two
separate.
separate things.
It's
I
not,
got you.
because
I got you.
it's not separate because it's all interrelated to his character, but actually these are, like, it's two separate issues. It's just like, in the sense that, like, one is like him just, like, if anyone says something about him, he has to go back at them harder rather than turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
And then two, he also says things about like, puts down other countries.
He's just not the kind of person that you want with their finger on the button.
On the nuclear button.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, he's just not psychologically all there is the problem.
No, I think he's been suffering. I know he seems to have been, and also ever since running for, he seems to also, like, it's weird. He almost seems to be suffering, I don't know, from dementia or something. Like, it's gotten progressively worse since he started running for office. Like, he used to be a lot more. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He used to have, like, coherent, like,
he used
sentences.
to, like, yeah, he used to be a lot more lucid. Yeah. He always talked like that, but he used to, like, you could see it almost seemed as though, like, you could see, like his train of thought seemed to be, like, you could see how he got
More cohesive.
Yeah, he was, like, more cohesive. You seemed to be able to piece together how he was getting from, like, one idea to the next. Yeah. Excuse me, I have to, oh, you guys can't hear this, I don't think. Lower the volume on that movie.
We can't hear it, but apparently you can.
Yes.
Are you, Emily, are you controlling who comes into this meeting?
I mean, I'm not there's no waiting room. Like, as long as they have the code, like, as long as they have the code, they're not going to Zoom bomb us with porn. They can come in.
Okay.
It's a family-friendly show, except for my language. And except for Cynthia's language.
What?
It's a family-friendly show, except for your language.
I say the most professional things.
Censored.
That's a cool shirt. What shirt is that?
It's a shark.
Oh, okay. So anything happened this week?
Well, multiple staff meetings talking about, like, how badly we can't wait to go back to school because, like, the kids have completely checked out.
Oh yeah. Do you still have the folks checking out your auditing your classes?
Oh no, they left.
Okay.
Like, that was only for last week.
How do
And
you get like a report from them or something, or?
we got an informal report, apparently, that got brought up in our staff meeting today, where
Okay.
they said that we had done a good job.
Oh, okay.
Good
But-
job, Emily.
That's great.
That's all we heard.
Yeah.
That's all we heard. But
That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
And
But
then
you know-
all the teachers smoked up as soon as that was announced.
Oh, that's
Nah.
funny.
Celebration.
That's funny.
no, they drank. They're all drinkers. Now, if the kids had been on the Zoom call where that was announced, then that might have been different.
Yeah. I would have been like shut down immediately. Like, whoops, we're having technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on here.
That would have been like a Zoom call with Method Man.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, but the kids did not, fortunately, light up in class, and if they did, they at least had the common sense this time to turn off their camera.
Right, right.
So to quote the
Doing
Who,
summer session right now?
Not yet. It's still
Right. Okay.
it's still the end of regular school.
Mhm.
Although I think I'm going to be doing like something for summer school. Like I think I'm going to be doing like tech support or something for summer school, but I don't think I'm
When does,
actually going to be teaching a class.
When does school stop? Like the 21st or something?
Well, it was supposed to stop the 26th. For us, it's going to stop the 19th
Okay.
because they took away our spring break.
So next week is like your last week, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. No, because what happened is that
Oh my god, it's so hot.
like the dictators that be in charge of the city and state basically said that like the teachers had to continue to work through spring break because that was when the pandemic was supposed to be at its worst, and they were afraid if the kids were told they had spring break that they would all go outside, which is probably true.
Mhm.
Not gonna
Smart.
lie.
Mm.
But because we were forced to work spring break, they're giving us back. They're ending a week early to give us back the vacation time.
Okay, that's nice.
Oh, well, that's good. That's great.
The kids like pretty pissed about that.
No. They're like,
So to quote the Who, the kids are all right.
nah, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll survive.
But the funny thing is that like when they announced that they had gotten permission to end a week early, like the administrators said, you could, once the clock hits like 4 p.m. on June 19th, you can block all your students' numbers on your phone.
Cool.
I don't really care though. They don't bother me. They usually leave me alone unless something's broken. Although I have like, it's so funny. Like I have one kid that I'm pretty close with that like, and it'll be the funniest thing ever because like if we were in school, like I could have gotten him to do work by like just sitting there and like being like on him the whole time.
Mm.
But like now that we're remote, it's like, well, I can't go over and like force you to like open up a laptop and put your hand on the mouse. So here we are. So it's like I'll keep texting and saying like with like sarcastic, witty remarks about how dude, you really need to go do some work. But the funny thing is that like he just does not want to do the work at all. But he'll have a like a long conversation because he just wants to talk to somebody, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I'm like, okay, well, if you have this much time to talk to me, you could, like, you know, do some work.
You gotta get him in like a public speech class or something, somewhere
Kid
where he
needs
can
a public speaking class.
use his you know, desire to talk to actually do some work.
Yeah, and it's like, well, let's turn. No, I think that, like, I don't know. I feel like this kid would be really good as, like, you know, some sort of like a media reviewer or something. Because he's like, he knows everything. Like, he's always talking about like pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds like me.
I don't think. Yes.
No, it's
well,
not.
like you,
It's
but
not. I'm not making it. No, there I go, making it all about me again. No, of course not.
no. No, what I meant though is that, like, you know,
Just have something in common with the kid.
yeah, something.
I'm just bonding.
Yeah, something tells me though that, like, you're probably not as versed in the current Brooklyn rap scene. Now, we all know you're very versed in the Brooklyn rap scene from 25 years ago.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
You know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
So who was big in the Brooklyn scene 25 years ago?
You just said it.
Who just said it?
You did. The Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, well, that's one.
But I was referring to a specific incident.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Inside joke.
And yeah.
No, I think you need to tell the story.
No, I have. Oh gosh, it's not much of a story. Wait, Cynthia, were you there, or have you heard it so many times that it feels like you were? Like, I don't even.
Cynthia wasn't there. She's probably heard it.
Oh no! What was it? When we were like, were we doing karaoke or were we just listening to it?
No, it was when we were living together.
No, I know. So it wasn't karaoke.
We were listening to it, and you got carried away.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And I said, Eric walked in.
No, he was there next to me, standing there to me, and I was like, yeah. And I just went, and if you don't know, now you know. And
Blank.
Yep. I was just like having fun. And
who was sitting next to you?
Tarek.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Tarek would be able to take something like that. How did he react?
He was
not mad.
No, he wasn't upset at all. I didn't, and of course nobody noticed anything until Emily pointed it out.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Sam, what did you do?" And I was like, it was like,
I blew up your spot.
Here's the thing. This may be controversial.
When do you not have a controversial opinion, Cynthia?
No, but hear me out. I think you guys would be on my side. So, obviously, no one should be going around saying the N-word, especially with a hard R. But I feel like when you're, like, singing a song and it has that word in it, I'm not the type of person who would want to censor someone's art. Because music is a type of art. And, like, if you're repeating
I agree with
what
you.
they're saying, like, I don't have an issue. Like, all those videos of people who are singing along to, like, a rap song or whatever, and then they happen to say the N-word, I'm like, okay. I mean, if I sing a song, I'll say that word, too, if it has it in the song. But I don't go around using that word ever in my day-to-day life, you know?
Like, so you don't walk up to a person and go, "What up, man?"
No, that's completely different than, like, what Sam did, which is just just repeating, like, a song lyric. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, I only blew up your spot, Sam, because I was making fun of you because it was funny.
No, of course, and it was hilarious. I was just, like, completely, like, enjoying myself in the moment, and then, like, having fun, and then, you know, not even thinking about the repercussions.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have done what you did, but if I'm, like, singing to myself, I have no problem just, you know.
Well, I mean, that's I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just a very relaxed. It was just a relaxed atmosphere,
yeah.
And
you're amongst friends, so you know.
Yeah, and I was amongst friends. As far as what you said goes, I mean, I agree with you, but if it was, however, I would also leave it up to the person who might be in a position of feeling like upset about it to make that call. So I would like that's like.
Well, I would listen to them if they made that argument, but I mean, then I'll know for the future not to do something like that around them because they're that sensitive. But I'm not gonna stop. You know what I mean?
Woo!
But you know
Like
what?
for me, every time I listen to a song like on Spotify, like I grew up listening to Eminem. So on Spotify, I'll look for Eminem, and all the songs are censored. I'm like, what is the point of a censored rap song? Like,
Wait, on Spotify?
Noise. Yeah.
You have to
Like,
get the uncensored version.
I know, but sometimes I just want to type the song and you expect the full song, not a fucking censored one.
Yeah, you gotta.
You mean
Yeah,
not,
you have to just make sure you have the
you
uncensored
mean not
version.
a censored one?
Yeah, it's I would not if I couldn't do that. I don't think I'd be able to listen to Spotify because
Yeah, exactly.
they've got every. Yeah, you just got to make sure you see the warning on there.
Well, here's the thing: is that like, there's some songs that look like because I don't really care now, but like playing music for my students, but because like they're like what 17, 18, they've heard it. Like, I don't really give a shit now, but when I was teaching middle school and the kids wanted to play a song, I would always have to look for the censored version, like, and because they were younger. And then sometimes, like, it would be like, you know, sometimes it would be like, okay, this is just not worth it because this is just not worth it because there's just so many curse words in here that it sounds like it's like, you know, the instrumental version.
Eminem is like an interesting point of comparison. It's an interesting subject too because I mean, I think he's brilliant, but honestly, it's hard for me to listen to him for a long time because the level of homophobia in his music is really, really high. And it just
you're talking about the older version of Eminem, the newer, that's just not his content anymore.
Okay,
He's changed his ways.
Yeah, he said that stuff like back when we were in
that's
high
true.
school and college.
And he also talked about like killing his mother and Kim. He doesn't.
I know. No, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like what he was up to, there was a lot of really, really toxic shit in there.
The only thing is sometimes recently it's almost like he's trying to reference the old him, so it sneaks back in there, but it's this weird, like, you know, I don't know if he considers it tongue-in-cheek or he's, like, trying to say, like, you know, you tried to censor me. I don't know. I don't really get it. But, but some, like, for a long time, he had kind of left all of that material alone, and then every once in a while, like, he kind of says.
I mean, it was our generation's shock rap.
And to your point, Flavie, you know, I think I and Cynthia, I think he's definitely grown a lot, and I think and I commend him for that. But I mean, like, the truth is, a lot of his like older stuff was like, which put him on the map, was like brilliant, but and incredibly catchy and amazing. And like that's a lot of like his most popular stuff. However, at the same time,
when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, nobody should say this shit.
It's it's really toxic. There's a lot of like, again, the anger and the hatred that he has like towards his mother and like the wife and like, you know, and like the mother of his child, like it's, you know, it's a lot like that's personal to him. And I like, so that's maybe exercising demons, but like, it's really, that's like, you know, that's hard for me to listen to. And I even understand that it's like, he's like exercising demons, but,
I can understand the homophobic stuff being hard, and I know that like some people don't like any of the violent stuff he's talking about, but you know, I feel like that was very cathartic music, you know, and
it was for a lot of people.
Before him, I had not really heard like that level of, I guess we'll call it honesty on record. Like rappers weren't like, like you had your Tupac, Dear Mama, and you had your like Ghostface, like all that I got is you.
Yeah.
But except for like those, you didn't really have people like exposing the demons in their childhood and like what their mother did to them or how much, they couldn't stand, their girlfriend or baby's mama and that kind of thing. It wasn't like cool to expose your emotions. And he did it in like an interesting, honest way.
Yeah.
But very, very, very visual, very, storytelling with the,
very graphic.
Going off of a cliff, like drowning his baby's mother.
Yep. It was, yes, absolutely. It was really graphic and, and in a case like that, you run like, he is being honest and really personal, but in doing so, he runs the risk of being labeled as like misogynistic because of it. Maybe he doesn't feel that, maybe he doesn't really maybe it's not that he feels like all women are like that, but at the same time, when you're being that honest about these two women who are really like the most important women in your life, like it's hard not to look at that as kind of like an endorsement of like hate, like just like saying that like all women are like that. It can easily be construed as that, in my opinion.
But at the same time, he's had such a good relationship growing up, like raising his daughter. So
sure.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is like if people are going to draw that conclusion, that's on them.
Yes.
I mean, I do agree with you. Like those are, two big influences in your life. But like if you're going to assume, like let's say he was doing that, and then he was like Snoop in like 1993.
Right.
On top of that,
right.
Then it could be like, okay, this is a problem,
Yeah, Snoop's music is definitely much more misogynistic.
Like bitches this and bitches that. But imagine if Snoop in 1993 was like killing his baby's mother and like hating his biological mother. Then you'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's true. No, that's true. No, you're right. It's true. It was much different. For Eminem, it was like much more personal. It wasn't a facade. It wasn't like an attitude, which is really what makes it more misogynistic in general. For him, it was like it was really, you're right, he was revealing his personal demons.
Well, but it's not only that though. Like, honestly, the entire rap industry is like, like
predicated on
like,
that.
Like you see, like like Eminem, like Slim Shady is like the alter ego. Like Slim Shady is a character that he plays that he might not necessarily be like that in real life. Or like, like going back to what you were saying about Snoop Dogg too, like all these old head rappers who act like they're still like, ride or die on the streets gang members. Once they get fame, you mark my words, they're gonna be the first to like start acting civilian because they've got too much to lose.
Yeah, I mean, most of those guys chose music instead of the street life, Like they'll tell you that they were like, they had to like actually choose or even like a big producer, like almost like literally dragged them out of the street or like told them like, you can't be doing like.
You can't be doing this, man.
Yeah, you can't be doing both of this stuff. Like I've heard rappers like talk about like big time producers like buying, crack off of them, saying like, you're not gonna do this anymore, like give me everything you got, I'll put like $1,000 in your pocket, like let's go to the studio.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
But and also like, here's the thing, like is like, for fuck's sake, pardon my French, but the current CEO of Rock Nation was a federal informant. Like, what leg does anybody have to stand on?
Who's that?
Look her up, Desiree Perez.
Really?
She's the wife of like some childhood friend of Jay-Z's, who's like kind of taken over like the business end of Rock Nation
Okay.
as a company. But like
Interesting.
back in like the mid 90s, she got caught by the feds trying to push like a kilo of heroin or some shit, and she agreed to wear a wire in
I'm sure
exchange.
some haters are gonna have some choice words for Jay-Z for that one.
Mm.
Oh, they are now.
I think
But-
I
This
just
is a
heard,
new
like 10
this is a new
gunshots.
acquisition.
It was always on Google, but let's just say it was made very public knowledge.
Oh, so she's been with them for a
Recently.
while. You're saying she's been with Rock Nation.
She's been with the company for a while, but like
People
nobody,
didn't know.
people didn't know that she was a snitch.
Yeah.
But ostensibly now they're all getting their asses exposed. So
Oh, okay. What were you saying, Cynthia?
No, I said I think I heard like 10 gunshots outside my window. Oh,
you say that so nonchalantly. It might be fireworks though, like where you're at.
Yeah,
Because
there's
we-
been a lot of
Fireworks for what?
been a lot of fireworks recently. Like that last time I was on with you guys, there were a bunch of them.
Well, you were probably hearing them from here because, like, I swear we have neighbors who are like,
No, I like physically saw them. In
oh,
front of
so
me
you were having
when I
the
tried
same
when I
thing.
tried to turn my computer, but it was too late to show you.
Oh, that's what that noise was?
Yeah, they were fireworks. Yeah,
Oh.
I was trying to show you the fireworks.
Who's letting off fireworks now? It's not even July 4th.
I have no
People
idea.
who are bored.
I
Yeah,
guess so.
I've heard a lot of fireworks in my neighborhood too recently. Actually, there's been a lot of that going around. I guess people are bored.
Yeah, they don't fucking stop. Like, but no, Flav, the CEO of Rock Nation was just exposed as an informant by, the guy who used to answer the phone at the deli.
I thought you were gonna say Jay-Z. Because you
No.
paused for a second, you looked at me like, "Flav, what do you think I'm talking about?"
No, I paused because I had a bite of food in my mouth.
Oh, I thought you were pausing for effect.
No, but Jay-Z's CEO was exposed by your old friend who used to pick up the phone at the Stay Fresh deli,
Oh, that one? I was about to joke if you were talking about
the
the Stay
Bushwick
Fresh.
Rat.
But wait, are you serious?
I'm dead serious. It's all over YouTube.
What is it with that place? What is it with that Stay Fresh deli?
I don't know.
But how would that guy know? Like, what's his deal?
What? How does the Bushwick Rat know about?
Oh, okay. I see. You're talking about Takashi. Oh, I thought you meant the guy who's still, like, someone who still works there picking up the
No.
phone. Oh, okay.
Are we talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd know one of his songs if it like fell on me, but
It's okay. I mean, you're
not-
just as well.
I'm not
well
missing
off.
much. All right, that's good to know.
He was the guy who kind of had like the yelling rap music. He was kind of like making that a thing.
Yelling
That's
rap?
all I'll tell you. I'll let you Google it.
Okay,
I'll
yelling
you-
rap. All right.
Yeah, he was very, very, very popular for a while.
Hmm.
Well, but he was ostensibly like canceled by the industry for becoming a government informant. And so,
Well, what do you mean by industry?
well, I mean, maybe not
Oh, you mean like people
canceled
don't
by
want to,
rap culture.
well, that's again like what do you mean by rap culture? I mean, Snoop's not going to work with him, but these young kids are still listening to him.
Well, and Nicki
He's-
Minaj would work with him.
I don't know. I don't know about.
She did.
She did, or she said she would.
She did.
Oh, well, there you
Well,
go.
Nicki
There you go.
Minaj, bless her, will work with anyone or seemingly almost anybody.
which is not meant as a slight on her. I mean, not as a slight on her talent, because I do think that she is. I do think she's quite talented. But it's more, I think, just an.
On her character?
Yes, because it's quite clear that she will do anything to be rich and famous. And that's
Who are
fine.
you talking about?
Nicki
Nicki
Minaj.
Minaj.
That does not make her a cultural hero, but you know, however, you know, nevertheless.
Well, funny enough, Akon's doing a song with him now.
Oh God.
Oh,
Well, he doesn't.
Which his whole thing was convict music. I think. Oh no, actually, and this is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. But I think they're doing a remix to that
they
song,
are.
Convict Music. So it's like basically like he's just, you know, kind of pimping himself out now. Like he's just making fun of himself, which is like, you know, I guess what else are you going to do, right?
Well, well, yes, but I think there's a point to be made too, because I think a lot more of the industry is hypocritical than like they're willing to admit to, because like, how are so many people number one, you say like, you know, all these people running their mouths are so like okay with like hanging out with this best friend of Jay-Z, like they pick and choose like who they want to insult.
I mean, I don't know that people knew that. Oh, but you're saying, according to Tekashi, that everyone did know this.
It was on Google. I knew it. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, on the front page of the Daily News, but
yeah, but like I'm on YouTube all the time, and there are plenty of people who hate on big rap stars, and I would have seen these like, you know, so-called tough guys like running their mouth, or maybe I just missed it. Maybe it just looked like another bum who had a gripe to pick, and I just skipped over it. And maybe it was one of those headlines like Jay-Z exposed by so-and-so, and I just like skipped over it.
no,
Maybe
Jay-Z was exposed ostensibly, like not Jay-Z himself was exposed, but I mean, it's public knowledge that like this friend of his was a government informant.
Well, I guess you just have your ear to the streets like that. This is my first time hearing it, but
the issue, it's like, no, the reason why it came out is because Meek Mill was running his mouth like saying no snitching, no snitching, no snitching, but seemed to be close with her.
Truthfully, I don't think Jay-Z's goodwill is gonna last that much longer. Not after it came out that he tried to dissuade Jennifer Lopez from doing her like from like shedding light on the whole situation at the border during her Super Bowl routine, like when he was trying to tell her like not to like make the song, not to call attention to like the kids in the cages at the border.
Really?
Yeah, like yeah, because that was like she and Shakira, like, you know, like that was like, you know, that was like they were making big references to that in their act, and it kind of got leaked that he was trying to tell them not to do that because it was like not appropriate to call attention to that. It was the wrong forum. So
Forum, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not good.
Nope.
That's not good.
Nope.
I wonder why there was the Master Flex was like railing against Jay-Z for like half an hour. Another video I skipped. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. But no, you're saying Super Bowl, so that was a long time ago.
Like 3 months ago, I guess.
Yeah, no, this would have been something. This would have been something newer.
But how long ago was it in quarantine time?
No, it's no, this was something newer. I think in general, he's just talking about, I think it's in reference to everything that's happening and like just the way that the NFL is in general, and probably because Goodell or whoever had come out saying, oh, there's no racism in the NFL and stuff like that. I think that's when the rant came out. Funkmaster Flex was trying to
Mm.
throw shots at Jay-Z for
But Jay-Z
being
and
down with the
Beyonce kind
NFL.
of, they've been corrupted by money.
How so?
Yeah, I can't. Well, that's a weird. To me, that's a weird thing to say because Jay-Z's always been a capitalist, from being a drug dealer in Marcy Projects to running his own company and like running his own label. If anything, like Jay-Z's done way more for society than like most of these so-called conscious rappers. Like whether it's like shedding light on Khalif Browder or like standing
Well,
up to
that's
like
true.
stop and frisk and like all the stuff he's done a lot of stuff and a lot of it's like below the radar. Like a lot of people don't even know about a lot of the stuff that him and Beyonce do. I mean, I think where it got a little murky was when he kind of joined forces with the NFL. Everyone was very unsure about that. And then,
Well, look
he's
at the
saying,
fan base of the NFL. Like, look, like that's probably why he was saying that, like, that wasn't the right forum for J-Lo to do that.
yeah.
I mean, these are the same people who basically like blacklisted Colin Kaepernick.
But Jay-Z's wife did a whole Black Lives Matter thing at the Super Bowl, didn't she?
Yes, she did, which makes it even. So it makes what Jay-Z said to Jennifer Lopez even stranger.
Yeah, stranger is probably a nice way of
Right?
putting it.
Yeah, it does.
But it's not what the NFL fans wanted.
No.
And I think
Sorry.
I think that it was more economics than anything because like the NFL's fans tend to lean more conservative and overly patriotic.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, but to Flavy's point, I mean, I do like the point you raised about what Jay-Z's done because it's true, and I feel like, and especially in a lot of his music, he's, not just like, it's a lot easier to like, point out like the flaws in the system and to like raise consciousness in that way. He's really doing something like in his capitalist way. Like he's really trying to like advise like, people who might aspire to be him to like invest their money in like in a way that will help them in the future. And I feel like there is something valuable in that.
Well, he's trying to change the system from inside the system, which has its value.
Yes.
Right. Well, that's murky, right? Like how many? I feel like those are like famous last words. Like I'm going to change the system.
Yeah.
Like by being in the system, but
like
who knows? Maybe this whole Goodell turning around saying, like admitting that he was wrong and all this stuff. Maybe some of that came from Jay-Z, right? Like I don't know what inspired that. I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah, but it's true. And it is that point is interesting of like trying to change the system from inside. That is it's like that's a really good point that how murky that gets, like the whole Mr. Smith Goes to Washington type fantasy. But yeah, that is really interesting. But
and then speaking of which, did you hear that like Kanye's given a bunch of money to? What did he give a bunch of money to the families of? Was it George Floyd? Is that what he did?
He set up a scholarship fund for George Floyd's daughter.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And did he do something else too, or was that it?
He's been out protesting.
Oh, okay. Did he do something for another family too?
No, that was Floyd Mayweather that paid for the funeral.
Oh, okay.
And did he do something for another victim's family too, or was it just George? Was it just George Floyd?
I mean, George Floyd is the one I know about, but you might be right. Like, and I might just not know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird for Kanye because he's done so much damage that I don't really.
So much damage.
People don't know how to feel.
Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's like, well, not even Trump, but he's gone like. I feel like even Trump is looking at him like, even I wouldn't have said that. like the
What
whole
did he say recently?
slavery was the choice. Oh well, no,
Oh,
not
what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole 400 years of slavery was a choice. Yeah.
yeah,
He said that?
Yep.
yeah. When that was what was that last year or the year before? When was that?
Something like that. One of those two.
Yeah,
Man, and I thought saying I'm gonna let you finish to Taylor Swift was as bad as it's gonna get.
Oh no. I mean, that was just clearly the start of something bigger. But
He was drunk.
what at the VMAs?
Yeah, he was like
Whatever.
wasted off his ass when he said that.
Okay. I mean, that was like, that was, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what that was, but small.
That was a what the hell just happened
yeah,
moment.
it was a what the hell just happened moment, but it was like small potatoes compared
but
to.
you remember, back in the days, he used to stand up in ways that people
Oh, yeah.
didn't expect.
Yep. Like George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like standing up against homophobia in hip hop.
Yes.
That
Yes,
was
he
a
did do
very
that.
very big thing that he did, which was
Mhm.
a very unpopular, thing to do.
A very
'Cause
unpopular stance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
especially
true.
at that time, it was like not. It was not cool. He was way ahead of his time.
And he would, yeah, and I think yes, and I think it's interesting because I think that part of that, I think maybe, I don't know. Well, he was like he was like never fully like accepted within the community,
Right.
because he didn't he didn't come from you're like, you have to come from the streets, like that's the whole thing about hip hop. It's like that, like it's that you have to be like a thug, you have to be like you have to like or cultivate that image, and he
Right.
grew up middle class. So like he got like crap from the get-go from people who there was like real resistance to like being seen as really part of the community, because he grew up with money, or at least more money than like most of them did. So
Kanye West grew up with money.
well, he grew up middle class. He grew
Did
up
he?
middle class. Yeah, he didn't grow up in
Well,
poverty.
his mother wasn't his mother a college professor or something?
Yeah, she was like an English professor.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
It's
so he
very
didn't.
odd that he would later talk about how he's not a fan of books. Like in a quote that was like laugh out loud funny. Like he was basically like, yeah, I'm not a fan of books. Like, and you're waiting for the punchline. And he's like, I think a lot of people just, they just go on and on just to hear themselves talk, and like they're
Takes one to know one.
Yeah, well, but he's saying like, basically calling books like pompous, and like people are just writing like more than is necessary just to like, I don't know. It was very odd. You wouldn't think you wouldn't think that
Stones, glass houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very yeah. I did not like I don't know if there's an argument there to be made. Like I feel like there maybe have been, I don't know. I feel like he was trying to get at something and he didn't quite get all the way out.
Right. I mean, I'm sure we've all felt that way about specific books.
Yes, exactly.
You
There
know?
are definitely specific books where I'm just like, ugh, why am I reading this?
Yeah.
But yeah,
If I have one more person tell me I should read Foucault, I'm gonna like smash something.
Oh, I can't stand Foucault.
Thank you. I love you.
I can't stand Foucault. Mwah, I love you too, honey. I can't stand Foucault.
Like I feel like Foucault is just like, the epitome of pretentiousness.
Yep. It's like literally like the worst, like it's like all the worst cliches you can think of about French intellectualism are like right there in his writing. It's
No thanks. I prefer Voltaire.
yes. Yeah, same here. But that's really interesting. And so, but yeah, so maybe it was, and so I forgot that he was talking about the homophobia in hip hop. And so it's sad. It makes me sad to think that like, that's how far he's fallen, especially considering that like many music critics came out and said that he made like the best album of the past decade.
Yeah, well,
So
people are still saying that his music is great, but they just can't mess with Kanye because of his,
yeah,
because of what he's saying. Now,
Yep.
he's even gone so far as like criticizing, the kind of stuff that he was saying back then, like the George Bush doesn't like black people kind of thing. And it's like, all right, like now you've gone too far.
Well,
It's
now
kind
the
of like,
Lord probably is telling him not to like gay people either.
no, he hasn't mentioned anything about that.
nothing.
Not yet.
No.
I mean, you never know, but I mean, I have a feeling like if his religious thing is real, I have a feeling it's certainly not like your standard, religion kind of thing. I feel like for him, it's like, it's wrapped up in music and it's like personal and it's like something,
Yeah.
maybe something different, but
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just know it makes me sad because I mean I loved him. I know I'm not alone. Like he was widely regarded as one of like the best producers of all time. I don't think anyone ever really thought his rapping voice was all that great.
Right.
But we loved it. But I mean, his music was still like widely revered anyway.
Yeah.
Certainly
Well, some of these kids love him, including his rapping. But I'm definitely with you. Like,
yeah.
I don't think he was ever the greatest rapper. Though
No.
oddly, there was a time when his stuff was getting better and better. Then I realized he had people writing for him as well, which could have been part of that.
Well, I think he was much
Okay.
better as a producer than a
Yes.
rapper.
No, I mean his producing skills and his sampling and his like mixing and everything is like incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And that's
well for him, I mean, he became a bigger star when he put it all together, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure that was a big part of it. I mean, I guess he always wanted to rap, but he used the production as his way in. So like, even if he wasn't considered street enough or cool enough, like they couldn't front on his music,
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's eventually why, And so I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. That has to be the case. And, and he was, and actually, he always really was Christian. Right from the beginning, he had Jesus Walks. So,
I don't know that I'm like ready to slap some label on him like that. I mean, that's what I mean with him. I don't feel, I don't know, maybe later on it became a thing, but to me, it wasn't like there was some label he had to represent, like, I'm a Christian, like, I'm a big Christian, this is who I am. I think later on, maybe he embraced it more, or just, I don't know, maybe like he was like dealing with fame and kind of decided what was important to him. But it never really seemed like, Jesus Walk just seemed like a record to me. It didn't seem like it was like the direction his music, it wasn't like something his music centered around.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I didn't expect him to go fully on like in that direction and and try to like proselytize through his music. But I mean, at least to me, it did seem like it like, in retrospect, and I didn't feel like he was going to go do that. But I mean, the roots of his Christian faith, I mean, at least like looking back on it, it's just like, oh, it was like right off his first single. Like, that's like, yeah, even if he wasn't evangelical, like it seemed clear, I think, to me, in my opinion, that he, that was there and that was a part of him.
Right.
Yeah. And which makes it even more disappointing that he was like talking about the homophobia in hip hop too, and trying to address it. And he was a Christian, which is so like, that combination is so rare and so powerful in in a positive way. And it's just like, oh my God. And then you do this.
Right, but that's what I mean though. I wouldn't give him that credit for like being this combination Christian slash talking about homophobia in hip hop.
No,
It
you
just wasn't
can't.
it just wasn't there in his music. Like
Yeah.
it was a one-off record. Like I've literally heard like other musicians talk more about God than Kanye did. He just happened to have a lead single, you know, that like blew up and did like great.
Yeah.
That being said, I did think that the new stuff, even the quote unquote gospel album, was pretty great. Very interesting. But just like, you know, strictly from a musical level, not like any comment on like what I think about Kanye or whatever, just like strictly from a musical level and like the feeling like he induces through the music, which is like maybe what makes me think that he is sincere in whatever he's doing, because like the music seems like great to me, and it does induce like the feeling I think what he's going for. And like even as someone who's not like practicing some type of religion, I still enjoy gospel music for what it is, like for, you know, I mean, definitely the stuff that's more soulful that I like. You know, I don't like the what they call like the praise and worship music stuff that
Right.
my father listens to, like the stuff that I'd rather be like
Jesus stuff.
shot in the head than listen to, like the really depressing like Christian-y stuff, but like more like the Sam Cooke you know, style stuff. What was that? Was that the Stirrers, the Soul Stirrers he was in, or I don't remember the name of the group he was in, but
I don't know. Sam
But-
Cooke. Oh God,
yeah.
I love Sam Cooke, but I don't remember. Hang on, Google is your friend.
Google is all our friends.
Yeah. Yeah, Soul Stirrers. Good call.
Soul Stirrers, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I've never really been. I've never been a gospel fan either. Really, I think just because I'm not in that, I don't subscribe to that faith. So it's not something that, so it's not something that I usually find myself moved by. But even I eventually had to have a moment where I had to well, for lack of a better term, I had a come to Jesus moment, like when I heard Mahalia Jackson, and I was like, oh my God, she was really incredible.
Yeah.
Like she was really phenomenal. And even though again, it still didn't speak to me, I was just like, that's like, there's really something there.
Well, when you think about gospel music as music of faith and like maybe not of religion, it's different, right? Like faith is like that thing where like you hold on.
Music of spirituality.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have something to hold on to, or you have something to believe in against all odds. Like I think about like slaves who, you know, like held on to something even though, you know, their odds were like so horrible and difficult.
Yeah.
So that's like what it is to me. I take it more of like the feeling that it evokes rather than, you know, any kind of like prescribed religion.
Yes.
And John Legend mentioned that too, was like, you know, he's not like religious, but he like, you know, still has a love for like gospel music.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what Kanye accomplished, was he like accomplished like this modern day like gospel music meets kind of like a soulful hip hop. He gave it like the Kanye touch, you know. It'd be interesting to see if like any famous gospel artist like, you know, would do like a collaboration with him.
That's interesting. I'm trying to think of who, like, I'm so averse of like who would be considered big in the current gospel scene.
Yeah, I don't know much either. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we were growing up, Kirk Franklin was
Right.
like the big
Yeah.
thing,
Of
and he
course.
was like who all the young people liked, and he was putting his young touch on things.
Mhm.
And he was just on an episode of Versus, like the big Instagram live thing now, where they take like two artists and they go like head to head with like their biggest, you know, whatever. It doesn't have to be their biggest hits or songs, but they go like back and forth, and you try to see like who had the better catalog or
Mm.
who you think like wins. And he was on there recently,
Okay. I mean, okay.
but I don't know if he's like, you know, I don't know if he's still considered,
Yeah.
you know,
I couldn't even begin
big
to like
big thing.
claim to be like, yeah, like know who was currently in it. I mean, aside from like Al Green, who did not start there, and who, you know, also happened to be the last person I saw in concert. But
Yeah.
that's like the only. I mean, because and also because he did not start in gospel music, even though technically speaking, all of like current modern pop music started like from gospel music, and then
Sure.
like that's where like gospel and blues, like that's where all of modern music came from.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, most people give credit to blues, but they don't really think about gospel
yeah,
as much,
yeah,
which is basically like what R&B was like,
yeah,
just taking gospel music and turning it into love songs.
yeah,
Which
yes.
is like, to me, that's what like Sam Cooke was really about. Like, I don't think Sam Cooke was necessarily ever like a religious kind of guy. I just think he wanted to sing. And back then, when he was coming up, if you sang gospel music.
Yes.
But the music, the second that R&B came out, he was out. He was like, okay. And he practically like turned some of those same songs into like love songs.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I mean, that's the same thing that Aretha Franklin did, and like,
Right.
and that's why, you know, and that's why the two of them frequently like top lists of like the greatest like singers of the 20th century.
I thought you were going to say something else, because I think there were rumors of that too.
Rumors of what too? Of them being lovers?
Yeah.
Oh.
Aretha and who?
Sam Cooke, right?
Sam Cooke.
I think if I'm remembering that documentary correctly.
Okay, I did not know that. Wow, I should though. That's interesting. I'll have to look that up later.
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, and that's really, so yeah, because they, that's what they did, and that's how they, that was their art form and their genius, and they basically changed what people thought of like what singing could be. And like before that, it was really, you know, I have to be honest though, like I'm a little sick of Rolling Stone in this way, because they really just don't.
You mean Rolling Stone magazine?
Yes, because they really just don't seem to acknowledge like that music like existed before like Elvis set foot in Sun Studios. But
oh yeah, that's
and that's not a slight on Elvis, by the way, who I love. But
you don't have to apologize for slighting Elvis.
Yeah, for slighting Elvis, I wouldn't slight Elvis. I love him, but
be nice to Elvis.
but nevertheless, you know, but before that, I mean, like, you know, when people think of like, you know, it's like they rarely get there. Oh, there's a moth. Oh, I don't want to hurt the moth. A moth got in my apartment. I don't know how, but I don't want to hurt it.
What if the moth eats your business suits?
Oh, that's a good point.
Capture it.
Yeah. Aw. My friend LaShonda is like the moth whisperer. They love her. I don't know why. I wish she was
Just
here.
like light a candle and try to lure it back outside.
Yeah. But I don't even remember what I was going to say. What was I talking about?
Elvis.
You're talking about Elvis.
business
Oh, that's
suits.
right. And yeah, but before them, like when people think, like, you know, before that, when people think of great singers, I mean, like, who would they think of? I guess like maybe Frank Sinatra and like Billie Holiday, and like
or
Louis
what's his-
Armstrong, I would think.
Yeah.
or what's his name? that also was like around the time before. I mean,
Robert
before,
Johnson?
What's that? Well,
Robert
he's even before Ray Charles. Like,
Oh, Ray Charles, sure. Yeah, Ray
Yeah.
Charles. I do see Ray Charles frequently on like lists of greatest singers, but I never see Frank Sinatra or Billie Holiday, which I find really odd.
oh yeah, that doesn't sound right.
That seems really strange, but yeah.
Did you know that Quincy and Frank were close?
Yeah.
Quincy Jones, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't known that until I saw the documentary.
Oh, did you read that interview?
Oh, I sure did.
That
That
interview
was,
was amazing.
I had some great conversations at bars talking about that interview.
Oh, that interview was, oh my God.
People found out things they never knew.
He didn't just seriously, he dug up the whole teep tree and scattered it all over. That was amazing. I had some friends who were they couldn't take it when he was Michael Jackson stole stuff. And I'm it was that was hard for people. But
you know what though? I went back and I listened to what he meant.
Yeah.
And by stole, he meant he improved upon stuff that was nowhere near as good until he touched it.
Perhaps, but
that's right. I took some bronze or some cheap fleece you had and I spun it into gold.
Right.
And you said that I stole it.
This happens in music frequently though. They'll take stuff, bits and pieces from other places and repackage and put a different spin on it. So
I think he was talking more shop and process, because I'm listening to it and I'm no, this doesn't sound. Now I can tell you stuff that I can tell you stuff that Quincy, I guess you won't call it stealing, you can call it sampling, but Quincy lifted people's bass lines, prominent funk songs.
Call it borrowing.
Yeah, well, before borrowing was really, before I guess around the time of hip hop was really coming up, either Off the Wall or Thriller had some prominent songs on it that lifted bass lines from funk songs that had just come out a year earlier, not even. And of course, it's Michael Jackson and Quincy, so their songs sounded great, but these funk songs were popular too.
Man,
So
that just made me remember, Cynthia, I think you were the person who told me when Michael Jackson died.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were in the same van that day and somebody saw you had gone to a door and somebody had seen it and you saw it on someone's television and you got back at the van and you're like, Michael Jackson died.
That was a sad day.
I remember I don't remember where I was, but it was definitely a bit of a bougier, kind of more spread out place. I was still with CCE back then, and I remember going up to one of my first doors, mentioning it, and I feel the woman was kind of so about it or whatever, or something like that. But I remember what I felt like. I oddly didn't feel sad at all. I felt it was going to be an excuse to celebrate his music, and that's what it turned into, if you remember that time.
I mean, when he passed away, it was kind of the height of when people were accusing him of, being a child molester.
That's why the woman said that. Wait a minute, actually, no, maybe I'm wrong. What year, do you remember what year that was?
2009.
Oh, okay, so I was still with CCE then. Yeah, I was still with CCE.
And I felt slightly bad for Farrah Fawcett because she died the same day and nobody was talking.
Because Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no, I remember she died.
I felt a little bad for her because, he died and all of a sudden nobody was talking about it.
All of a sudden, no one gave a shit.
And then, the guy from Dirty Dancing,
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick
Swayze died around the same time too.
I know.
Wait, I thought he died years later.
No,
he died in 2009.
No, it was one of those death comes in threes kind of thing. and because he died of what was it? Like
Cancer?
It was some kind of
No, he
cancer.
died of cancer. No, he died of cancer.
But like the painful one. That's like
Wasn't it
like-
like pancreatic cancer or something?
Yes, I think
more
so.
pain. I think more painful than that. But it was one of
Oh
those.
God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Oh no.
And then
I have to get going.
that was
Crap.
the year B. Arthur died too.
Really?
Oh, she died in 2009 also. Oh man. Well,
Poor
you know,
thing.
but she was also like, she was old though. It wasn't like cut down before her time. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was.
But
So
Patrick Swayze was kind of, and
he
Farrah
was
Fawcett.
57. He was 57.
No, he
Well,
wasn't
I guess
old
he
yet.
was younger than, but wasn't Farrah Fawcett kind of on the older side though?
Yes. Yeah.
Nowhere near as old as B. Arthur. Though.
Correct.
Well, yes.
And
But
Farrah Fawcett wasn't as iconic as B. Arthur either, but she was in her way, and I did.
Yeah,
feel-
yeah, she was iconic.
And she was iconic in her way.
Yeah.
I'll rephrase. She wasn't as good of an actress, but she was still iconic in her way, and it was really.
So
I did
you're
feel
saying B.
bad for her.
Arthur is a better actress than Farrah Fawcett?
Yes.
Just confirming.
Although, admittedly, I don't want to sound like I'm sleeping on the burning bed, because that was a big moment too. Not just Charlie's Angels. Like when she did that TV movie, like that was a big, big deal.
Well, I hope you're not sleeping on the burning bed, because then you're going to catch on fire.
Of course not. No. And also, I'm not like currently in an abusive relationship where I would need to set a bed on fire. But which was the
Could be an
crux-
accident.
plot of the movie.
You never know.
Yeah, that's true. I have to get going. I have to. Well, actually, you know what? I won't be gone for too long. I hope you guys, if you guys are still around, I'd love to come back.
Sure. Yeah, you can go back.
Yay!
Definitely.
All right.
Maybe Ish will be around by then.
All right, cool. I'll click back on the link, but I don't think I'll be gone for longer than like 40 minutes, if that.
Okay. If you bring
Awesome.
a friend, that'll be we can make 6 and
If
try
I
to do
bring-
this
if I
thing,
can bring a
but I don't know.
friend. I wish.
No,
I
no,
could.
don't worry about it. I'm just.
We're kidding.
I know. I wish I could though. All right. All right. Miss you guys. I'll be back in a half hour or so. I hope.
Okay.
Well, why don't you text us when you get back and see if like we're still on, and then
Oh, that's true. That's true.
we'll let you know.
All right. Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. See you.
And then there were 3.
Yeah. My food place that's like usually my good go-to food place kind of did me dirty tonight. And
Was
gave
it
me
the Stay Fresh Deli and Grill?
No, I stayed far away from that place. No, that place is like the thing wrong with that place is if you don't get specific. Like, first of all, they're always like at least an hour late, so I just don't have time for that. And like you're already the time already says like an hour. and
Ain't no one
20.
got time for that shit.
Yeah, they're at least an hour late, and then if you don't get the right things, your food isn't going to be seasoned. I don't understand what it is with like grills and not seasoning their tofu. It's just kind of a thing.
Is this the common problem?
It's a very common problem, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of low-key blaming white people for this, but it's, especially if you,
look at a grill. Don't look at me.
but especially if you have grill in your name, chances are you're not going to season your tofu. That's just, it's basically disrespect. It's disrespect of vegetarians, basically. They're like, oh, you guys don't like taste. Here's like some unseasoned tofu. You'll eat anything.
No.
Well, if I ever have to cook tofu, I'll season it.
Yeah, please do. If you can marinate it, it's even better.
In general.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
yes, but
But
I-
people like the
but I
same
still
people.
eat meat, so I don't have to season tofu.
The same people. I mean, you see this in salad bars all the time. They'll have tofu there, and it's just like cut up, uncooked, unseasoned tofu, and then
That's
they'll
so
charge
true,
you
actually.
charge you for it, and they'll just slap it on your plate like you're supposed to like it. And it's like
That's so true.
there's chicken right next to it, and you see the chicken has been seasoned. You can see it. You can see the seasoning on there.
So
And
you
I'm like,
you think that it's basically like doing this to vegetarians?
yeah, but it's more like negligence. It's not like an active thing. It's just like people lose their common
But-
sense
Or
when they have to like.
vegetarians are an afterthought.
I would
Yeah.
say ignorance.
Yeah, it's ignorance. That's like you lose your common sense when you have to like do something different, right?
Or you lose your common sense when you have to do something that like doesn't pertain to the majority.
Or it doesn't pertain to you.
Or
Thanks,
doesn't
Rebecca.
pertain to you.
Yeah.
Which is so annoying.
Yeah.
That's why I hate it when people are like, oh, what do you eat? Like, what do you mean, what do I eat?
I
Like,
mean,
when you tell them you don't eat meat, it's like, oh, what do you eat? So many other things don't have meat. What the fuck are you talking about?
you eat food?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's kind of true because like, it's kind of true though, because like I don't explicitly like choose not to eat meat, but I just don't eat much meat. And there's plenty of other things to eat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You think we eat like rabbits or something? I mean, eat like rabbits eat.
Not eating the rabbits. Well, I don't know. They do eat some weird things in China, I heard.
It's true.
Rabbit, I feel like that might be, yeah, there's definitely places that eat rabbit. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Russia or something, or maybe somewhere in
Plenty
Eastern
of
Europe.
places eat rabbit, even here.
Yeah.
A lot of restaurants.
Like, what do they call it? Mutton? I call it mutton.
No.
Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with these people?
What
The
happened?
the fireworks are here. I'm like,
Yes,
guys.
people gotta have fun somehow.
I
well,
need
yeah.
to download the Citizen app and see if that was in fact fireworks or if it was gunfire. Hold on. Let me scare myself to death. I'm gonna finally download this app.
Well, you haven't heard about the funny things that Julian and I have been finding on Citizen.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Oh, I could read you a few. One of them, the headline was "Possum Found in Bedroom." Apparently, someone called 911 because they found a possum in their bedroom.
Aww. I would have kept
Mother raccoon upset due to stuck babies.
Is this in New York City or is this somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Report of man with stick. Men throwing books at passerby
Where was that?
in Chelsea.
Oh my god.
Low-flying drone snapping pictures. Report of man swinging sword in front of Rite Aid
Where was that?
in Midtown.
Oh my god. I never see these crazy things, but I always hear about them.
Man drilling holes in apartment door to dump chemicals. Woman attacking staff members. The female suspect is also reportedly swallowing dollar bills, according to the 911 caller.
Odd, very odd. Very strange.
I'm trying to see if there's any good ones from today.
I just got a report of a child locked in a car.
Child lost in car.
Locked.
Report of large group fighting with bats.
Where's that?
At Coney Island, apparently.
That sounds like the Warriors.
Could be.
What do these sound like? They're kind of made up.
There's a store on fire at 116th Street and 2nd Avenue.
That's close to me. What? What store is it?
I don't know, what does it say? It also says it was 22 hours ago.
Oh.
Let me see the comments. Whatever the store is across from 7-Eleven. And so apparently it was a smoothie place. Loose iguana on street.
Loose iguana?
Yeah.
Where was that?
East 17th Street and 3rd Avenue.
Oh my god, that's so close to me.
East 17th Street, not East 117th Street.
Oh, hold on. That's not where I am.
Motorbike caught fire in building.
I'm kind of excited. I did my first mail-in ballot yesterday.
At least yours has actually shown up in the mail. I still haven't gotten mine.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to get it done.
I mean, if it doesn't come, I guess I'll just go vote in person because I'm not like horrendously worried about getting sick.
When did you send out for it?
2 weeks ago.
And for the actual ballot or the application?
No, I sent the application 2 weeks ago. Like we got an automated application in the mail and I sent it right back.
Oh, okay. Because you could have just asked for the ballot itself. You could have just done the application online.
Yeah, I could have done it online, but like I sent the mail application back because it was like right there in front of my face.
Yeah.
Man, maintenance hole emitting heavy smoke. Oh, so the maintenance. What the fuck?
What happened?
Oh, it's a typo. Report of gun with gun. Like, so what? The gun is just fucking holding another gun?
That's what I'm saying. Some of these sound kind of suspect.
Well, no, it was this one was a typo. It was supposed to say report of man with gun.
Report of gun nut with gun.
Yeah, basically.
All this gun on gun violence needs to stop.
It says no alerts near me. I don't believe that.
Maybe not within the past few minutes.
Oh, 20 people fighting nearby. Yeah, I live right across from, like, the project. Oh, store fire. Here we go.
Most of 116th Street is the project.
Dispute involving knife. Ooh. Electrical fire. Protesters marching. Oh, nice. 7 hours ago. With pictures. Whoa, that's crazy. They blocked the streets too. Shit.
Let's see what the updates are around you, Cynthia. 20 people fighting.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the videos of the protests in my area. That's crazy. Home break-in.
Report of person armed with gun. Police activity. Well, that's real specific.
Report of police in the area.
2 days ago there was a fist fight at East 118th Street and 1st Avenue, Cynthia. Man, so the other day I went to Target and it was just like the weirdest thing ever because they were only letting people in 10 at a time and and they had like barriers to keep people out of the store, and they're spilling all over like the shopping center. And then by the time you get into Target, like everyone's in each other's faces anyways.
Whoa. I feel like there's so much more activity down in Chelsea than by my area. Fuck.
Yeah, because people are throwing books down there apparently.
Person is popular than me. Oh shit. Maybe moving down to Chelsea next year, hopefully.
You're gonna be?
Yeah. I'm
Why?
excited.
Because there's more activity on Citizen for you to read about?
No. Ooh.
Oh, wow. That was a big one.
What happened? Fireworks?
Yeah.
So what do the orange ones mean versus like the yellow? Is it the severity of the crime?
I think it's like how recent it was.
Oh, okay.
So like the orange ones are like happening now. I think the yellow ones happened within the past 24 hours.
Okay. Gunshots detected. What?
What else is new?
Oh, fireworks activated. So possibly 2 people arrested. What else is happening? Pedestrian struck by vehicle. Oh no.
Large group assaulting woman near my house. That's not okay.
This is so cool. People can now post videos of an incident that they report. That is exciting. I don't remember this being a feature a while ago.
My brother posted a video the other day on Citizen.
Of what? Protesting?
No, it wasn't protesting. It was a bunch of firefighters outside of his building because there was apparently a carbon monoxide leak in the building next door.
Oh. Oh, that's dangerous.
So I was like, "Are you okay?" Because it popped up on my feed that my brother was live.
Mm-hmm.
So I texted him. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Where does he live?
Washington Heights. Like he lives kind of like
right.
he lives like halfway between me and like where Sam lives.
Have you seen him at all during this whole quarantine?
No, I've talked to him on the phone, but I was supposed to, like right before the quarantine happened, I put in for a personal day at work because I was supposed to take him to the hospital because he had to have a procedure done.
Mm-hmm.
And then he texted me today and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm trying to reschedule that procedure." And now I'm like, well, now I don't even know what to do with my personal days anymore because working from home, I haven't bothered to take a personal day.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, what am I going to do? There's no place to go.
Yeah.
Oh, you could, you could binge watch some stuff, take a walk in the park, do some self-care, do some creative
Sleep
stuff.
all day.
Mm-hmm.
What does your brother do?
He does the computer stuff. He does computer stuff at Columbia.
Oh, okay. Oh, he works at Columbia. My roommate works at Columbia.
So, like, he sets up servers for researchers and stuff like that.
Okay. I feel like if this is like old school New York, there would be so many like activity going on. Now it's like not that.
You mean old school New York as in New York before the coronavirus?
No, like before people started moving here.
Before people started moving here? You mean before gentrification?
Yeah. Exciting times.
I mean, fortunately, there's still some places that haven't been touched by gentrification. Unfortunately,
Very few though.
Yeah, even the Bronx now. Even the Bronx is.
Unfortunately, those
getting
places are Brownsville and East New York.
All right.
What?
The places that haven't been touched by gentrification
Which areas?
are Brownsville and East New York.
No, I think East New York, it's definitely getting there. It's not as quick as
Not as slow as
like
Brownsville.
Bushwick. But once Bushwick starts getting super expensive, they're definitely going to start moving east.
Bushwick is already
Brownsville.
getting super
Yeah,
expensive.
Bushwick has already got major sections that are converted.
No, I know, but I'm saying once they get even more expensive, people are going to start moving east. That's
Okay.
the reason why people are living in Bushwick now, is because the city got too
Oh.
It's
expensive.
because Williamsburg got too expensive.
They're going to start creeping slowly to like where I grew up, and then hopefully my parents sell their house, make a shit ton of money, and retire somewhere else.
Is that Queens or?
Yeah,
Okay. What part of Queens?
Woodhaven.
Okay.
And then it's good.
Right
Then
across from Cypress Hills.
the
Okay.
gentrification's gonna march on down Jamaica Avenue to all my kids' houses.
Exactly.
Although I think parts of Jamaica are already like quite gentrified.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bronx, I mean, it already has started to gentrify, but obviously not to the same extent as everywhere else.
Yeah, they call it the Piano District.
Oh,
Piano district.
Yep.
because
Why?
the warehouses used to be used to make pianos.
Oh,
Oh.
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's not cool to the people who are being priced out.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it's cool that they make pianos there, not that
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
getting pushed out of there.
Or, you know,
Yeah.
the people who were getting paid to make the pianos.
Uh-huh.
Probably not cool to them either.
Like Fordham University is up there, and you have like Arthur Ave up there too. I'm
Mhm.
surprised it hasn't. Once this whole Corona thing is over,
I mean, above Fordham Road is kind of gentrified. Like,
well, you know, I mean, all the college students, right?
What is that getting by like the Westchester border or no?
no, I mean, like the part of the Bronx that's like above Fordham Road, but still like below like Riverdale proper.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think any area that touches like a very wealthy, well-to-do area, it's gonna
Yeah.
get gentrified sooner or later
Yeah.
as people get priced out of their neighborhood.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's just how it
even
works.
like Fordham Road has a Starbucks.
Mhm. That's how you know. Once they start putting Starbucks in there.
Well, I was totally surprised, like, that there was a Starbucks on Jamaica Avenue. So,
There's a Starbucks on Jamaica Ave?
yeah, like by my work at the end
Jamaica and what? What's the cross street?
in Parsons.
There's a Starbucks there? There did not used to be a Starbucks when I used to go there. Can you take a picture next time?
Well, the next time I go to work in person, which will probably be in a month, yeah. They said they didn't want us to come back for our personal items until the city was in at least phase 2. Because they
That'll
don't
be
want
the
to
22nd. That's pretty close.
Well, Syracuse is in phase 3.
What? Oh. Well, I mean,
Already.
upstate is different from the city.
Well, yeah.
Are you
Although,
planning to go during the weekday to pick up your stuff?
yeah. Well, I'll go whenever they say the building's going to be open. Like, it's
Mhm.
probably going to be open, like, they told us sometime in July. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't have, like, a shit ton of personal stuff there anyways.
Yeah.
Like, most of the stuff in my desk is like, you know, school supplies, maybe like a sweater that I kept in there for like when it got cold, like stuff like that.
Mhm.
This is a funny tweet that someone had. If the police did their jobs, everyone would trust them. Ain't no song called "Fuck the Fire Department."
Oh, I saw that.
You saw that? Yeah.
That's so true. You know, I don't know if you, Flav, have ever been on a dating app, but Emily, I know you've been with Misha for so long. I don't think dating apps were around when you were single.
No, they weren't.
Like a lot of the times I'll see guys, like the cops, they'll be taking pictures of themselves in uniforms. And even before this whole protest, I'm like, that is not sexy. I would never want to date a cop. Left swipe. But it's like they're using that kind of status to draw people in. I'm like, come on.
Well, yeah, they have their they got people who, they got billy club chasers or whatever you call them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it, but I don't know.
You got people who like men in uniform.
Yep.
Although I guess firefighters, I don't mind. That's kind of sexy. They're there to help. That's their entire job. You can't be mad at them.
Yeah, they're the helpers. Mr. Rogers said to look for the helpers.
Phase 1 in progress. Oh. Is Misha going to be teaching during the summertime, or is he pretty much done? Because this.
No, he's not teaching summer.
So he's done for the year. I mean, for the semester.
Well, he's done until August, and who knows if he's still going to be teaching from my living room in August or not.
Mm-hmm. So what has he been doing now since he's not teaching?
Annoying me. No,
Does he have to prepare for the next semester, or can they reuse the same materials that they use every year?
I mean, most of the time, it depends on if he's teaching the same courses, but by this point, honestly, he's taught like pretty much most of the courses, at least in the department, at least like the language courses, at least once. So he has all the materials already created. Usually they've been giving him like intermediate Spanish. Where? At Hunter.
Oh, okay, cool. I walk by Hunter all the time. I didn't know he teaches there.
Yeah. Although teaching it at Digital Hunter was in my living room for a few weeks. It got kind of interesting, like living in an apartment when both of us had to teach at the same time. So like one of us would have to go like in the bedroom and one of us would have to like stay out here. And it would usually be me that would go and teach from the bedroom because he liked to have his he liked to sit at his desk. But now that he's not teaching, like I pretty much like sit where I'm sitting now and just like hope to God that I can aim the camera not to show my mess or any items that I don't want like seen by whoever watches the video later.
So do you guys have like a whiteboard in your apartment that you teach off of, or how do you teach without writing anything?
Well, Zoom actually has a whiteboard.
Oh,
feature.
Really? How do I pull it up?
Here, I'll show you. If I share my screen.
So cool. Teach us.
Yeah, teach us.
Oh, wow.
Screen sharing.
+1.
Wait, I don't see 1 + 1.
Equals 2. Yay!
Wait, I'm not seeing that. Oh.
You're not.
Oh, how come it took so long for me to see it? That's weird. I guess my computer's slow.
Is it because you have like the teacher's version?
No, this is my regular version. Like,
how do you do that?
You just share screen and then whiteboard is an option.
Wait, I want to try this. Share. Oh.
Here, I think I have to stop sharing before you can.
Share. Whoa. Oh, it said desktop or application. No, I don't get it. Share desktop. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Do I want to share my desktop? No, you continue teaching, Emily.
What's that?
I don't know how to pull up the whiteboard. Where did Slave go?
I'm here.
He's right here. No, like
Yep.
right next to like desktop. Do you have like like where it says whiteboard?
No, it's desktop and application.
Oh, are you on the phone?
No, I'm on my laptop.
What kind of a laptop is it?
It's a Chromebook.
That's why Chromebooks don't have the whiteboard.
Yeah, Chromebooks don't do a lot of stuff.
I've been through this with like one of my coworkers already.
Yeah, you can't go into breakout rooms on Chromebooks either.
Yeah, no, we had that problem too. And you can't record on Chromebooks.
Can I try this whiteboard thing?
Yeah. So you can draw on this whiteboard too.
How? How?
You don't have like a thingy that says whiteboard on your bar?
No.
Because
Nope.
somehow, I don't know how my kids drew on the whiteboard, but they did draw on the whiteboard to annoy me. Good morning, class.
Woo. Good morning, class.
Today we will be learning about how to say go fuck yourself.
Do you need to use your whiteboard a lot when you're teaching?
No, normally I'll just share like a PowerPoint.
Oh, so you would share your desktop and go through like slides.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Addendum. If you are female, you do not say suck
I gotta get my
dick.
drink before it freezes.
It is anatomically incorrect.
What would you say instead? I feel like I've said that before. Actually, have I?
Should
Fuck my dick.
say suck my breast.
Suck my titties.
Exactly.
Ooh. You know, the end of the year is not going to be as exciting when you're doing like virtual classes.
I know.
You're like, oh, okay, it's just. I remember the last day of school when I was like in public school. It was the best.
Yeah, it was like the funnest thing ever.
Yeah. Oh.
Same. And this is what I get if I let kids draw on the whiteboard.
The penis. Ooh, that looks so good. Make it veiny.
You're making me feel like a middle school boy.
Oh. Fireworks or gunshot? fireworks, I think.
Oh, it's a game. Fireworks versus gunshots.
Oh my god. That's so hot. Oh, is it a lion?
Well, it was a penis. Now it's a space alien.
I hope this is not what you draw for your kids.
No. No, this is not, in fact, what I draw for my kids.
Ooh. Are those fireworks? I'm getting kind of concerned. I texted Julian. I said, so, going
So-
on 3 weeks absent. I
So
think he lost his phone, like what you said, which I
He
can't
had
believe he
to have.
loses his phone that often. Like, you're quarantined. How are you losing your phone? Where?
Well, he could have broken it.
How? You're at home. What are you doing? I said, you would break your
I don't know,
phone.
maybe you better ask Danny that question. So, this is what I show my students.
Ah, that is so cool.
So
Ah.
I could go through it like that. And then, like,
And then people ask questions if they need to.
people ask questions if they need to, or they type it in the chat box. So here's, like, and then I could put, like, a video in it.
That's so cool. So is this PowerPoint something that you have to prepare on PowerPoint, or is it on Zoom?
No, it's on PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. This is so fancy. This is advanced PowerPoint skills.
Retrograde motion.
When you're teaching, do you see all your students and their video on top?
Not usually when I'm like, not usually like when I'm sharing the screen like this, because they can't all fit, because I'm seeing like the PowerPoint.
Uh-huh.
But like, see right here, like I could have like annotation open,
Mm-hmm.
and the kids can write it in, can write in what they want to write.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for example, here, like the formula is length of focus. And I can't write like that very well, but I could also type it.
Oh.
Divided by length of major axis. So then I put another text box down here. So then I could make another text box down here, and then dot, 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 make another text box and like say whatever I've got to say down there. I lost my mouse. Come on. Come on, mouse. You could do it.
Where'd it go?
Come on. You're not the Bushwick rat. Come on. Oh,
You lost it?
I see it. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
There we
Hey,
go.
there's my mouse.
Where did it go?
it just like it does it sometimes when I'm sharing the screen, like it just disappears.
And then you have to wiggle it to find it and relocate it.
Exactly. But yeah, that's how I would teach. I wouldn't, but the kids like mostly didn't put their video on anyways.
Mhm.
So I could just hear them.
How do you know that they're listening and watching?
Well, I ask them questions, and if I don't hear back, then I know they weren't listening or watching.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I guess because you only have like 10 students, right? I keep thinking that you teach like a class of 30 something, like a normal public school.
Well, and honestly, I've only had like probably the most kids that I've had show up to a Zoom class at a time is like 5 kids.
What? Don't they get participation like credits?
Supposed to. But
They
honestly,
don't even care. It's like minimal effort to go to class online, and they can't even do it.
they can't get up off their ass and wake up before noon. And I told them, I'm like, yo, like, if I could sleep into noon, I would too, but I can't. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. At least you're held accountable when you don't wake up on time. I didn't do any work today. I feel kind of guilty, but not really. It was a good day. I'm
Well, if I
late.
didn't do work today, I would have to ask for a personal day and then get yelled at for not asking him for a personal day in advance.
Hi, why are you so cute?
Is that John?
Yeah. John, why are you so cute? Why are you so freaking cute? Huh?
Flav, your friends disappeared.
You mean they never even came?
Yeah, they disappeared.
Did they text
Well, no,
you?
disappear would be like if they came and then they were gone. Your friends, more like your friends never showed.
Well, yeah, that's probably a more appropriate way of.
Yeah, one of them said he only got 3 hours of sleep again, so he's not showing. And then the other one was, I think, like had to do something for his wife, but said he would be here later.
Are you
Gotcha.
eating popcorn?
Yeah,
I'm getting hungry.
it's like I almost warmed up like a veggie chicken patty, but I was like, I can
Was
keep
it
it light.
seasoned?
What's that?
Was it seasoned?
Yeah, they season the veggie chicken patties always come pre-seasoned.
Which brand is it?
Um, not remembering, or say some brands, maybe I'll know if it's that.
Tofurkey.
No, not Tofurkey.
Morningstar? Corn?
Not corn. It could be Morningstar.
Beyond Meat? Although I don't know if they do chicken patties yet.
No, it's not Beyond Meat.
Beyond Meat is great though. I love that shit.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten a little too used to the taste. You know how like you have something a lot and then you just like taste nothing but that thing.
Mhm.
They've got some good products though.
Huh?
They've got some good products.
I wish I had a microwave so I could make popcorn. I forgot how good popcorn is.
You can do stovetop popcorn. It's even better.
How do I do that? Oh, the ones that you put on the stove and it pops?
Well, you can do that, or you can do it in a pot. That's old school.
You can pour you can get like a jar of the kernels and then like pour and then put a little bit of water in the pot and pour the kernels into it and like.
Well, you need some oil too.
Well,
Oh, okay. I should
water,
try that.
oil.
I haven't seen any like unpopped kernel in my grocery store, but I should look out for it.
But that's how Misha makes popcorn.
Really?
Yeah. even though we have a microwave, so hypothetically we could, you know,
I'm
use it
sure
for
it's
that
better.
purpose.
I'm sure it's better.
Could I
old
use
school.
butter to pop the corn, or do I put the butter on top after?
No, you need oil. You need butter or oil to
Okay.
pop it.
Perfect. I could do that. And I don't think that's expensive either. Let me look into this.
It would definitely be cheap.
Corn kernel. Popcorn kernel. Corn kernel. Where do I get some?
What is he popping on? Is that like medium or high or?
Like probably, I mean, our burners go from like 0 to 6, so I'd say he puts it on like 3.
Okay.
Like medium heat.
So yeah, medium.
Okay. I have an electric stove, so it's like a little harder to gauge.
Right. How long does the popcorn take on the stove?
Maybe like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Do I have to cover it, or will it pop without me covering it?
No, you have to cover it.
Yeah, you have to cover it. It has to have a lid.
If you don't cover it, you'll make a mess all over and you won't have any popcorn. You'll just
Oh,
have
right,
like,
because it jump right out of the pan. Got
Yeah.
it. All right, I should try some of that. I'm sure if I look hard enough, I'll find it in my grocery store. I just haven't been looking for it. That's fine. Popcorn.
Okay, this is beyond not okay what I'm reading.
Yep. What are you reading?
I'm reading about like some guy who got caught up in a crowd, who ran into protesters and got caught up in the crowd while he was going home from his essential job, like last week when there was still a curfew.
Mm-hmm.
And in one of those situations where like the police like kettled themselves around the protesters and wouldn't like let them go, and then claimed that they were all out past curfew,
Oh,
they threw the guy in jail because they said he violated his parole by being out
that's
past
messed up.
curfew.
Oh, no.
Fucking NYPD, I swear.
Mm-hmm. PDs
So
in general.
So they forced them to stay out past curfew.
They forced them to stay out past curfew by like physically blocking their way when they were trying to get inside, and then arrested them for breaking curfew. Like, how the fuck does this shit make any sense? I mean, I'm not surprised because nothing makes any fucking sense when it comes to the NYPD, but
Mm-hmm.
that's ridiculous. Like, threatened to put a guy in jail and then threatened to violate his parole and send him back to prison over being out after curfew when he's an essential worker and should have had that right anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, and you could guarantee like that they wouldn't have said the same thing like if the guy had been white. That's what gets to me.
Uh-huh.
Like, and they said that he's been stuck in jail for a week.
A week? For what?
Supposedly like he didn't get bail because like he didn't get bail because he was supposedly violating his parole by being outside after curfew, and that some of the protesters around him were like some of the violent ones who were like throwing shit, and they tried to say that he was throwing shit too.
That's infuriating. It should be an overnight stay, and then you get released. They shouldn't even get arrested to begin with, but it's only.
they shouldn't get arrested to begin with, and like they shouldn't, like, you know, I can't stand it. Like, police officers look, sometimes I think that, like, I wouldn't put it past them. Like, they look in their records to see if somebody has a criminal record and then, like, invent reasons to say they violated their parole. Like, they invent, like, technical violations, I swear to God.
That's so sad for
Well,
people
yeah.
trying to get their life back on track, and then they get like, ugh.
Yeah,
Very
while they're
tragic.
running your, you know, while they're running your record, that's what they're doing.
Well,
Yeah.
and on top of that, like, I mean, this poor guy was coming home from his job as a janitor. Like, he was working, he was trying to get his shit together,
Yeah, that's what's so annoying.
and happened to bump into, like, a group of protesters.
You know, the abolition movement is getting pretty well known. Like, people who want to not only, like, get rid of the policing system, but also, like, well, get rid of, like, the jail system.
I mean, we gotta do something, because
Well, to
This
get
is-
rid of all the jails, or just the for-profit ones, the privately owned ones?
Well, no, there's only so many for-profit ones. There's not.
Most of them, I think, are privately owned and for-profit.
No, they're not.
not in New York.
That's a common myth. Only like something like 6% of jails are privately owned.
6%? That's a lot.
6
And New
is-
York outlaws,
I mean,
New
6
York
is not a lot.
outlaws, like, private prison.
Huh?
Like, the state of New York doesn't have any doesn't contract any of, like, the state jails out to private companies. Like, I think there's 1 or 2 private prisons in New York, but they're federal private prisons. Like I think, like, somewhere in Queens, like, by where I work, like, the feds have a private prison that's, like, used for, like, ICE detention, or, like, I think it's the snitch jail now. But, like, no, that's a myth. You're right, though, that so many of the prisons are private, because the majority of prisons are publicly owned, like,
Yeah.
and run.
It's also a myth that most people are in jail for nonviolent drug crimes too. It's like 21% of people are in jail for drug offenses.
I
Do
mean,
you understand how high 20-something% is? That's
Oh yeah, it's
really-
like it's 1 out of 5, but it's not what people think. Like, people think it's like most, or
well, and there's also people who are in there because they have done violent things, because they were victims of addiction and were desperate to get drugs.
yeah.
Like, my dad's coworker has a son, like, well, my dad's former coworker, like, he still works there, but obviously my dad does not. But, like, this former coworker of my dad's has a son that ended up developing a heroin addiction from living in the middle of fucking nowhere, where there's, like, an opioid crisis going on. And basically, like, this, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a kid, because he was like 27 or 28 when he did this, but he kept, like, trying to get clean and relapsing for years and years and years. And and then apparently, like, on one of his relapses, he ran out of money and was, like, dope sick, and held up a woman in the parking lot of a Dunkin' Donuts at knife point. And I thought it was just, like, sad, because, like, I grew up with this kid. Like, he wasn't a bad kid. Like, deep down, but the drugs had really like taken over his life.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, the woman he attempted to rob didn't want him to go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
So they sentenced him to a sober house, like they sentenced him to a drug treatment program.
Mm-hmm.
And the poor kid managed to relapse like again,
Mm-hmm.
even in the treatment program, just
Mhm.
because like one of his old like using friends came to visit or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
so he peed dirty on a drug test. They threw him right in prison, and he's still there.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get out till like 2022 or 2021 or 2022. And I
And
keep
he's in for robbery, armed robbery.
Yeah, he's in for armed robbery because like they were gonna suspend his sentence like if he completed the drug treatment program, but because he peed dirty, like
Mm-hmm.
they went back to plan A, shall we nicely put it.
Yeah.
But I feel so bad for the family because like the dad was a college professor. Like they were like, I guess Sam's definition of well off.
Yeah.
But like honestly, when the kid they moved, like he moved his son up to New York when the
Mhm.
son was like somewhere in middle school, and the son fell into the wrong crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was the only black kid in the school at the time,
Uh-huh.
like he kind of felt like I guess he had to prove himself or something, and fell in with like this group of kids real young that was like doing drugs. and
Mm-hmm.
and now like all these busybodies in town want to like be running their mouth saying like, oh well, oh look, it's another black guy on drugs, so big surprise, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember one time fucking police departments, fucking assholes, they posted the guy's mugshot on their Facebook page, and I saw it come up on my feed because somebody I knew had like a high school friend had commented on it. So I
Yeah.
go and read the comments, and it's all like, oh, just another black person on welfare committing crime and leeching off the system and all. And I lost my shit on Facebook. I was like, you don't know the family, you don't know nothing about them, you don't know like how hard the parents tried to keep.
Where did you say he was? That was in the middle of nowhere.
This was in Utica.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
this is a kid I grew up with.
So did his parents cut him off, and that's why he had to go and try to get money for the drugs, or what? Why did he?
I mean, I wouldn't say like it was a weird situation. Like I wouldn't like at the time like they hadn't cut him off like at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the robbery happened like a month after he had. Like I saw him like a month before the robbery, like in church on Christmas of all places.
Uh-huh.
And he had been in a bad car accident and was in a wheelchair in church. And the robbery happened like not too long after he got out of the wheelchair. And apparently he had moved out of his parents' house because they told him that he like couldn't bring his drug using friends to the house for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And like the theory is that like some doctor was not paying attention when he had the car accident, that some doctor was not paying attention to like the fact that he had a history of addiction.
And gave him like some
gave him opioids or something, gave him morphine or something in the hospital.
That's crazy.
Like, that's what I suspect happened.
Uh-huh.
But I was just like, this, like, I got mad at people because I was like, you know what? Guess what? The white kids gave him a goddamn heroin, and I don't hear you saying nothing about them.
Mhm.
Like rich people admit that you're
Sam is
having a
back.
fucking heroin problem.
Hi.
How's it going?
Sorry, you came in at an awkward time. You came in right as I was saying heroin problem.
Yes, I heard. Hi.
Hey.
Glad y'all are still in this. Thanks for letting me back in.
Sure.
Yay.
No, go away. We don't want you.
Opioids, huh?
No, I was saying we were talking about prison reform, and I was saying
that old chestnut.
Well, and I was saying that like a kid that I grew up with, like, is currently in prison for armed robbery because he held up a lady in the parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts because he was a heroin addict and needed money for his fix.
Mm.
And
Can I show you guys something very cute? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. But
no, I mean, I pretty much gave Sam the TLDR.
Okay. What does that stand for?
Too long.
Too
didn't
long,
read.
don't read.
Oh,
Too long. Yeah, too long. Didn't read.
Look at him. He's covering his face.
Hi, John. Hi, John.
Is that a cat?
Yeah, I still think John looks like a sheep.
Yeah, I thought he was a little lamb.
Bah.
He's always covering his face. Oh.
He's shy.
Look at him. Okay, that was cute.
I don't want no shy guy.
How's your mom?
Oh, no. Oh, she's fine. She's fine. She just she's been feeling a little sore for the past couple of days, and will continue to feel sore for the next couple of days because she overexerted herself again today.
What did she do?
She went to the supermarket. I mean, it's
What?
it's not. It shouldn't be. I know it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Yeah,
be,
but she's older though.
TLDR. No, it's more than that though. It's more than that. It's like she's just had a lot of accidents because she's accident prone, and she's very physically strong. She's very strong physically though, and so she is like she just won't accept it. She thinks that like being physically strong and like being accident prone are like mutually exclusive, and they're not.
And they're definitely not.
Yeah. So she just like is stubborn and like refuses to accept that like certain things will like exacerbate the situation. So I just had to go over there and walk the dogs. And
you had to walk the dogs for her because she
and I had
exerted herself too much to walk them.
Yeah, and specifically him, because at this point he is so old. He's so old that he can't like.
This is Brendan.
Yeah, Brendan. He can't hold his bladder before getting out of the building. So we have to pick him up and carry him, so that he won't have an accident like in the hallway. So like that's really. And I mean, he's 20 pounds, which is he's not a big dog, but that's like a lot.
He's not a small dog though either.
No, exactly. He's not.
He's a medium dog.
Yeah, something like that. So he's not like, exactly. So she needed help with that. So, and, that's right, Emily, you've met the dogs on more than once.
Yeah. No, I remember Brendan, and I've met both of the dogs, but I forget the other one's name.
Nutmeg.
Oh, Nutmeg.
She's the little one. Yeah, she's the little one. So thank you. I mean, I'm sure Cynthia and Flavie, well, you've probably seen pictures of them if you follow me on Instagram or like on Facebook, or even on Facebook, I'll post pictures of them too. But so that's all that had to happen. I just had to go over there. And so I'll probably have to do that again tomorrow, and Sunday. But
and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday.
No, I don't think. I mean, hopefully by then she'll be feeling better. But anyway, thank you for asking. I appreciate it. She sends her love. She says hello, everybody. So.
Well,
Yeah.
if she's overexerted herself and in pain, this is probably then it's probably a good thing your mother is a pothead.
I mean, yes, for many reasons, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is a good thing. Though she stopped, after I was like 2 years old and came out of my bedroom and smoked the still live joint that was in the ashtray. She didn't smoke in front of us until we were like in our 20s.
That's why you're so chill.
Oh, thanks.
I'm surprised that you don't smoke, even though you grew up around like such a.
I know he's like the opposite. Most of the time, it's the parents. Like,
Yeah.
I'm almost pulling an Alex P. Keating.
Was it a choice because you don't enjoy it, or
You gotta find a way to rebel.
Yeah.
No,
that's his way of rebelling. He
It's
doesn't.
my way of rebelling. Yeah, no, I did try it. I tried it twice, and
It wasn't your cup of tea.
it wasn't my cup of tea. But I did it. Well, I did it both times. I definitely smoked enough to make sure that I was like really high and really felt it. And if you were there, it was pretty funny. I remember like the first time I did it, I ended up like crawling under the sofa. So it was definitely amusing. Oh, and the second time I did it, it was at a Nyberg thing, but I think it was before I knew.
It was probably before my time.
Yeah, no, there was a thing with the treehouse on Staten Island. It was a thing. Andy,
Yeah, that was before my time.
Yeah, Andy Richmond lived there. And Paul Shally Oakley, I think, may have too. And the next time I see him, I'll mention it. I got really high and I got dressed. Oh, it was a Halloween party. That's right. And I didn't go in costume. So they like had some like girls' clothes lying around. So I ended up like changing into like girls' clothes, and they pretended to be Andy Richmond's girlfriend that night. It was, and she was there. So yeah. But yeah, so those are the only 2 times I tried it. It wasn't for me, and I've never tried any other hard drugs, and I'm fine with that. So I'll be the one like supervising people if they decide to do hard drugs. Like that's
That's
don't
good
worry.
to know.
I'm the designated. Yeah, I've like supervised people when they've been on ecstasy.
Don't worry, I'm too old for that shit.
I'll give you a call.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. You think I'm pretty reliable. I mean, also I work with kids, so I have to be somewhat responsible. Although, don't let that fool you. Most of my coworkers are potheads. So,
Well, I work with kids, Sam. What does that say?
well, no, but that's different though. It's pot. It's like that's pot. You know what I mean? It's not like half Nelson or anything.
No, I've never done a hard drug though.
Yeah. So neither have I, and I have no desire to.
Did you say half Nelson?
Yeah. If you didn't, yeah, it's a movie reference. So.
Oh, okay.
I missed the reference.
Oh, okay. It's Ryan Gosling played like a teacher, like he played like a teacher in like in an impoverished neighborhood, but he was also like he was like snorting coke and.
Oh, I remember this movie.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't think I saw this movie.
There you go. Yeah, that was
like the first thing I saw him in.
That was like the movie that like really where people. Well, that was I think like the first movie where people really like sat up and like took notice of him. Like people had already known who he was before, but that was like I think that was like the role that like really got him made him like high profile.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
So what you're saying is that like. What you're saying is that I'm not a half Nelson.
Correct. Yeah. No, I'm saying you're a big cokehead, Emily. Like, yes, you're not. That's my point. Yes, you are. You do not. You are responsible, and you only do like the one drug that doesn't really do much damage. That's fun, and that can actually be helpful in certain circumstances, like if you have glaucoma or you're in chronic pain.
Well, unless you count alcohol and caffeine as drugs.
Right. Those are those are socially acceptable forms of addiction.
I mean,
Julian just responded to my
What?
text. He's
Oh
like,
no.
he's like, is this still going on? I'm like, every Friday.
Where
Did you email him the link?
Yes.
He's
Oh.
been in the bathroom this whole time, right?
Exactly. He's been in the bathroom this whole time. No, actually, Sam, he's on CPT.
No, yes, I know. No, I know. That's always, I mean, that one's always like the obvious one to go to, but I always just like the bathroom one because it's just so
Oh, the
much.
bathroom one's fun here.
No, because it's just so much more personal to Julian. So it
Oh,
just
well,
makes
that
more,
too.
it makes more sense. Like that one I always like get a kick out of.
Cynthia, do you want me to, oh, I didn't mean to click the mute button. Do you want me to put the link in the chat box so you could text it to him? Or do you?
No, he clarified what he meant. He said, I know, I just wanted to know if you guys were still on. So I told him, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured he meant.
I feel like, Emily, I feel like you and I did a good job raising him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though if you want to speak about being well behaved, I was not the best behaved when I lived in that apartment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, well, yeah. Who was?
The guy that never came out of his room?
Probably. Probably.
What was his name?
Craigslist.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was pretty clean when we were living together, but I was also really like anal about stuff. Like,
You mean clean, like, as in
yeah.
literal clean, or clean as in clean of drugs?
I meant literal. Well, both, but I mean, I felt like when we were living together, I felt like I did a good job,
Yeah.
cleaning up my stuff in the common areas. But I also got really easily
You
frustrated.
got mad at me for drinking your spritzer.
That was the other. That was really the problem. That was really the problem because.
Because I was an asshole about that.
No, well, I mean.
Well, yes.
Kind of, but also like I was a little too possessive about it. Like I feel like I could have made it clearer. If I was gonna be that like anal about it, like put signs on them. Although in retrospect, the company's out of business now, and it sucks because I've never loved a beverage as much as I loved those things.
Wait, the company that makes the spritzer is out of business now?
Well, or they've discontinued the spritzers, which makes me very sad.
What brand was that?
R.W. Knudsen.
Oh, that's like a classic.
Yep. And that was like my favorite drink ever. So I do miss it. And yes, yes, it's true.
You were very possessive of your spritzer.
I was possessive of the spritzers. Although it's true, did other people go around drinking other people's stuff, like and like taking other people's food?
That's weird. No.
Okay.
I don't know, Julian and I
So I was
sometimes eat each other's stuff, but
right.
That's
but
Julian.
So then I was kind of justified in getting upset about it, maybe.
Well, no, you were
justified.
You were justified in getting upset about it. Like, I just was not practicing good manners.
Especially hindsight, now that you'll never be able to enjoy another R.W. Knudsen.
Oh, way to go, Flavy. All right.
You just gotta rub it in.
No, I know. Yeah, I should be even more mad, right? And demand some sort of compensation. Yeah.
I got my compensation. Scarlet.
Good job, Flavy. Just sit back and eat that popcorn.
It's all gone.
I love
got
it.
My compensation. Scarlet Whitney.
I love it. Yeah. Okay, and that's my bad, and I'm sorry about that. That is that's my bad.
You missed the reason. You missed the reason why I had to eat the popcorn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was because I got skimped on my food tonight.
Oh,
place that I always go to. Yeah, like I open it up and I'm like, what's this? It's like,
oh no! Oh no! Oh,
what is this shit?
The lady was like really,
right?
It really was. It's like this homemade like vegan style Jamaican food.
Oh, that sounds potentially good.
Yeah, it's over on like Lincoln Street.
It's potentially good when it actually shows up with everything you ordered.
Well, that's the other thing. It takes a long time, which is like whatever. It's fine, but I mean, that part I knew, but it was just like so light. And so I call and I ask what was up, and she asked me to like show her a picture, which luckily for me, I had barely eaten any of it yet. Because otherwise it just would have been silly, like, well, I don't have a picture to show you. You just gotta believe me. But you know, she apologized and said I was like their number one customer, and that she didn't mean to do that. She,
Oh wow.
you know,
Well, I
guess-
hope she gave you a coupon or a discount for your
Yeah,
trouble.
she said to make sure I remind her next time I order, and she'll hook me up in some way or another.
How is she gonna remember?
He
Well,
just
I'll
said
have
she
to
said to remind her.
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
have to remind her. Like some places are good about, like some places are just really shitty about that. Like they say they'll remember, and then you know some other
don't.
person picks up the phone and no one's like said anything.
Why
So
didn't
like
she
an
just
idiot.
send you another order of whatever?
No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's through
Uber Eats,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Isn't it Uber Eats?
yeah.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
They
heard
don't
you-
deliver. They don't deliver. It's only through Uber, and like
So you had to order through an app.
Oh.
Yeah. You'd have to order again.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll
that's
just wait till. Hey, Julian. I'll just wait
I
till
couldn't
next time.
see you for a minute.
Julian.
Hey, what's up? Did you cut your hair?
We
You're
can't
on,
hear you.
you're on mute. Oh, you're still connecting to audio.
Oh, hey. Okay.
You and
Hello,
Danny.
everyone.
Oh, that
Hey.
sounds
Hi.
so good.
Yeah. She's here.
Hey, how's it going?
Good life.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Yep. You get a haircut, Julian?
I didn't. It still is short as it was before. I got one right before the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
I
I was
think I
gonna
did
see if you
too.
got an illegal haircut.
I did too. I need a
You're
haircut.
frozen. You're frozen.
Let it go. Let it go. Or is it Madonna frozen? That's better.
You were
Madonna.
frozen for a bit there.
You're frozen when your heart's not open. You only see what your eyes want to see.
You're being recorded, just so you know. Yeah, we should probably tell you.
You're on candid camera.
There's a moral obligation to tell you.
Oh, Flavy, that just takes the
Say-
front out of everything, though. Like now.
Hence why I tell my
They can be
students
used
to like.
against you.
Hence why I tell my students they can leave their cameras off.
We've
Now that
read
you-
your complaints, man.
Yeah, now that Julian knows he's not going to be his usual controversial foul-mouthed self. I mean, really just takes the fun out of the whole thing.
Hey.
But
Hasn't stopped me.
no, it hasn't stopped you. But I feel like everybody now, like once people get to know you, they know you're really like, you know,
Oh, guess how many
Everyone
people we have? Guess how many people we have now?
we
got
have six.
We have 6 people.
What does that mean? That means we can.
They're coming?
No, we have 6. We have 6 people. Look.
Wait,
Count.
what's happening?
Can you
Well,
count?
We were
Oh, okay,
We
yeah.
were talking about doing like
Oh, Jesus.
we were talking about doing some scenes from like a movie or doing a play, and I figured out that like in the opening scenes of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, there's 6 characters, and we were originally going to have 6 people. So yeah, we could
Let me
do.
go movie first, and then.
No, I've got the script. I could just email it to folks, and everyone can take
Or you could
Amazing.
share-
everyone
your
can take a
screen.
character.
And we could read off it.
Or the screen. Yeah, I don't know how to do it like that, but I could give it to you, and you could share it.
Okay. Since this seems to be my job to.
Okay, so yeah, this actually works out character-wise too. I mean, not that we would have had to do a strict rendering like male to female or anything, but it does work out that there's three male,
It's-
3 female
It's the
characters.
3 girls
But it's
and 3
also
boys.
It's also the theater. We're supposed to be able to use our imagination anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all about, yeah.
We're gonna reconnect in like 5 minutes.
Reconnect in 5 minutes. Oh, are
Yeah.
you gonna like do a wardrobe change or something?
On the play, obviously.
Of course.
They're
Okay.
doing vocal exercises.
Oh,
too,
vocal exercise, hair and makeup.
Vocal
Okay.
warm-ups, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
La,
Me,
la,
me,
la,
me,
la,
me,
la,
me.
Yes.
la.
They're like, what have we gotten ourselves into? We're out of
Yeah, because in the theater you have to project your voice so the people in the back can hear you. So,
Yeah.
like, you do vocal stretches and yeah.
here. Yeah, I think we just lost them.
Oh
guys-
no!
That looked like an exit stage left.
Really? Oh, that's so.
No,
funny.
I'm joking. I don't know. I'm just joking.
Maybe it is though.
You gotta say it louder for the people in the back.
Now, Julian's real. He wouldn't do that.
No.
Danny, you never know, but Julian wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Julian is down for whatever.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
so while they're gone, let me pull this up. Oh, oops, I can't minimize while I'm Zoom.
You can't
Wait, I can't-
minimize.
Wait,
What?
no, that's weird. Okay, no,
Oh
I can
yeah,
just go to
you
a different
can't
screen.
minimize while you're on Zoom, but you can
Yeah,
drag-
I can go to a different tab. That's no problem.
Yes.
Except this is the wrong one. Okay.
Mm.
There it is. Okay, so
Mm.
let's see. What do I do here? Okay. I'm gonna go to this. Okay, I see. I could just put in. So you want me to what? Just put it in the comments, or
You could.
Oh,
whatever's
okay.
whatever works.
So it's a link to the script.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just
Cool.
put the link in the chat box.
Cool. I thought you said trap box.
Chat box.
That'll be a good.
No reenacting.
You want to do a new video chat platform, and we'll call it Trap Box. That's a good name, right?
Mm.
What? It's a virtual trap house?
Yeah.
So, okay. Oh, perfect.
Wait. So how would you split? I mean, so what would be? Oh, I guess you could just do it off of your phone, right? No.
Ah.
How would we do this?
Oh, I guess we could do that too.
Oh yeah, I guess you could send it to your email or something.
Right. Except now, even though it's in full screen, I can't scroll up and down at my leisure. I have to go, or I guess we're all reading off the same page. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's reading off the same page, so I'll just do
right.
the scrolling.
All right, Mrs. Predmore.
Wait, but if you copy it into your email, doesn't that
I mean,
that
I
fix
can
that?
email it too.
I'm emailing it to myself, but I could email it to
Everybody.
everyone.
Oh
I
my
have to use the
God.
bathroom first.
I'm reading the stage directions, and all I see is Huey Lewis to Lionel Richie to Husker Du, and I got a headache. Shooting script, July 24th, 1985.
Damn,
Wow.
this shit's almost as old as I am.
Yeah. Cynthia's not even that old. Has she even seen this? I'm
She's
kidding.
probably seen
Kidding.
it, so.
I'm kidding.
No, my students don't know who Ferris Bueller is, and I prefer them not to.
Yeah.
Some of them do know who Beavis and Butthead are, though. And some of them just look at me really weird if I call them Beavis and Butthead.
You know, it's funny. This is one of those movies that I know it's like for people my age, it's like one of those cultural touchstones, but I never really had much of an emotional attachment to it.
Oh, okay. So this is how we're doing it. I see.
I have an emotional attachment to Home Alone.
How are we? How are we? This is how we're doing what? Oh yeah.
How we're doing? Okay. So I thought we would just read it from our phones
Oh, okay.
individually, and then have everyone on
Yeah, I
screen
would
and
actually
full.
much rather be able to look at the script at my own pace because that way I won't have to
Yeah.
wait for like.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So why don't?
So it's been emailed to you.
Okay, so then there we go. That solves that. Oh
So
shit! Citizen told me report of 20 shots fired.
Hmm.
Was someone getting killed?
It's probably fireworks.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so all right, so this is okay, so this is cool. This is exciting. So how are we gonna do this? We're just gonna start like we're just gonna start doing a dramatic reading.
And like, yeah, let me make sure I actually have. Did everyone get it? I don't know if my email is like coming in slow or what. Did folks receive it in their email?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess my email's just being slow. Oh. Very strange. Okay, so I wanted to be the young brother.
Okay. All right.
Do you still want to be Ferris?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. And who wants to be the other folks?
You could make Julian and Danny the parents.
I kind of thought of that, especially since they're in the same room. That kind of makes sense.
Still here? I don't see them on here.
They're not. They said they would be back.
They said they'd be back in like 5 minutes or something.
Okay, good. Because
Which means like.
I mean, not that the parents are necessarily in the same room at the same time, but either way.
Mm. So which characters are left?
So then there's
The sisters.
yeah, then there's the the sisters. Yeah, the older sister and the younger sister.
Ferris has two sisters?
In this he does.
I think they cut this.
Oh, did they cut one of the sisters in the movie?
I think so.
Okay.
They cut his brother.
Okay. So have you two checked your email for the script?
There's a link to it.
I don't think you
IMSDB.com. Internet Movie Script Database. Okay. We have it.
Oh, you're moving, Cynthia.
yeah, I'm trying to make some hot and sour soup real quick before we do this. So.
Oh, I was gonna warm this up. Or should I take
Damn it, I'm too.
Okay, so Julian and Danny are going to be Tom and Joyce. That's the father and mother.
So Julian, you could be Joyce, and Danny could be Tom.
I was thinking the same thing, actually. You know, there's no, yeah. You can choose, you know, no need to like conform to it. No need to conform to heteronormative gender stereotypes.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Thanks. And then who's going to be the younger daughter? That's Kimberly.
We're doing this.
Cynthia, do you want to be the younger daughter or the older daughter?
I haven't even had time to look at the script.
Okay, I
Um,
think Cynthia should be the older daughter.
I mean, we're all thinking that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Aren't we all thinking that? We know Cynthia can pull off Jeannie. We know she's
Yeah.
Cynthia's got that. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the spice.
Yep.
Well. Oh my god. Wow, this is a long scene. Holy shit. Is this the entire movie or just the opening?
We're just going until 21.
20. Oh, okay. Why don't we just do the whole thing?
It's
Uh,
gonna take a long time.
Tomorrow.
That would take a long time. They're gonna go until we reach the number 21.
maybe we can, I don't know, maybe we'll consider if people have off tomorrow, we can pull something like that off
Oh, that's cool.
and take the rest of my gummies.
Oh right, yeah. After 21, the other character, like Cameron, gets in, and
Exactly, yeah.
yeah,
Hold on 1 second.
I love Cameron too.
Yeah, he's a good character.
Cameron's fun.
Yeah. He's still doing stuff. You ever watch that show about the really rich family? I should find out what it is because it's a really
That
great
show,
show.
you know, about the really rich family that comes
Uh-huh.
on at a time.
Yes, that one. You know what I'm talking about.
Wait. I don't know why. What? Oh yeah, you're right. So I don't know why it didn't go on like battery saver mode.
Our favorite wealthy TV families.
Your favorite wealthy TV family?
That's that's what it's coming up as. Oh, it's the first one. Succession. Oh, you should watch that show. It's great. Cameron's in this show.
Succession. Oh, is
Have you
that on
heard of it?
Showtime?
HBO.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Emmy nominated.
Cool.
Very rich
Succession.
family, and it's like one of those, you know, the father's like kind of ruthless, and the sons and daughters.
Is it
are
Brian
vying for-
Cox?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, I've seen clips of it. I havenn't seen it.
Yeah,
but
it's a great show.
Cool.
But you get to see your boy Cameron
My boy
Still-
Cameron,
still
yeah.
doing his thing.
That's
He's all grown up now.
Yep.
Even though he kind of always did have that semi-grown up thing going on about him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got to be like what, like 50 or 60 or something now?
Probably.
I don't know about that, but he's
Well, maybe not
older.
60, but
Yeah.
He is 60, almost 64.
Really?
Oh,
oh
Which
shit, I
means
wasn't
he was-
wrong.
Oh, are you looking at IMDb or something?
No, I just Googled his name.
Oh, well, he's great for 64.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, he was, which means he was almost 30 when he,
Right.
when he
Older
played-
people playing younger people.
That's yeah.
That's Hollywood.
Yep.
Showbiz.
Yeah.
That's what we're about to try to pull off today. Here.
Yep.
Oh my god. What the
Damn, Matthew Broderick is almost 60.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Is he really?
Yes.
That's incredible.
He was 24 when he played Ferris.
Oh my god, he was old.
everyone needs to stop getting so old. Everyone should just stay the same age.
Oh, like Bart and Lisa
Good.
Simpson.
Or like
Julian and Danny.
like Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. I see you. That's what I love about these high school girls, man.
Oh man, Cameron's kind of cute for an old guy.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, Cameron's doing his thing.
Yep.
He's an old an old player.
All right.
Can we just listen to Sam do impressions?
Yeah, while we wait for you to eat to warm your soup up, Sam's just gonna hit some impressions.
Mm.
All right, now I'm sure you could go right into a Bill Clinton from there. I feel like that's like a young.
Sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah.
Are they from the same state?
Matthew, no, they're not. Well, let me double check because Bill Clinton, I know he was governor of Arkansas, but was he born?
No, he's from Arkansas.
Yeah. Okay. No, he's right. He's okay. Yeah. Matthew McConaughey's
boys
from
Texas. Tennessee. Oh, Texas.
McConaughey's from Texas. McConaughey's from Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
But Bill Clinton.
Texas is somewhere under Arkansas.
Yeah, I don't blame you for not setting foot in there. I was only in there once, and it was I was in an airport, and I had
Texas or Arkansas.
Texas. I've never been in Arkansas.
Actually, I was in Dallas. I went to visit my brother. They took me out to some chill spots.
Yeah, I've heard there's some cool spots. I've heard Dallas is fun. I've heard that Dallas is a fun city.
I got stuck in a layover in Dallas, and that's the only time I've ever been in Texas.
Same here. And I also found out why you don't fly through Texas in the summer. It's kind of like flying through New York in the winter.
I flew through Texas
hailstorms.
in the winter, and
oh wow, hailstorms.
Yep, hailstorms. They'll obviously ground the planes to prevent you from taking off, but also if you try, you should not go outside during one because you might get killed.
I think that was the last time. I think that was the last time that we didn't take a direct flight to California was when we got stuck in Texas on the way back.
Yeah, the hail it's not that big, but when it falls out of the sky and hits you at velocity, you're gone. So stay inside, people. Yeah. So I have to do more impressions.
Yeah, just about. I think you know what. I feel like we can just about get started, and
all right.
You know when it's Joyce's turn, she can kind of or no, sorry, not Joyce. When it's Jeannie's turn, she can kind of be frantically running into the scene or something. But then we're gonna have to yell. Are you about ready, Cynthia?
What?
Are you about ready?
Hold on 1 second.
The show must go on.
God, we're so organized.
Things I need to charge.
We're so organized. We're so organized and professional. We're really gonna This is our
We're gonna knock their socks off.
Yeah, we're really gonna.
I'm ready.
I would love to do this. We could do improv though, like a theater troupe every week. I think this has
That'd be fun.
Real potential. Yes, I love it. And we can all everyone can pick a different movie script or TV pilot to read every week.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a theater person, so if I fuck this up, I apologize.
That's
I think we're doing
fine.
Clark's.
Should we do the main title? Should we start with the?
Yeah, isn't it more like a table read where descriptions are read?
Right.
Okay.
We're doing stage directions.
Should we?
Then we need a narrator.
Yeah, I don't have to. I have a large part, so
You got a large part, so
yeah, I don't
mind doing it unless someone else wants to do it.
I could be the narrator.
Okay, so you're still gonna do your part as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my part doesn't have that many lines. It looks like.
Okay.
Joyce needs to speak when Joyce needs to speak.
Well, Joyce will be here in time for her lights.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off by John Hughes. Shooting script, July 24th, 1985. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Action. screen. Main titles. It's silent, a beat, an explosion of sound, a household in the morning, kids getting ready for school, clock radios, brilling, kitchen appliances, showers, fighting, people yelling, dog barking, appliances buzzing, car horns. It sounds just like your house did. Dreams of rock and roll fade in and out. Huey Lewis to Lionel Richie to Husker Du. Surround makes it feel like you're in the room. An oral tour of a house on a school morning, beginning in the kitchen and moving upstairs.
Where's my wallet?
You idiot.
Mom!
Shut up.
I need a towel.
Joyce!
When you turn 10, your head's gonna swell up real big like a watermelon, and we're gonna have to put you to sleep like they do with a dog.
Mom.
Joyce!
Who pissed on the toilet seat, mother?
Where's Mom?
Is my head going to swell up?
What?
Oh my god, the toilet paper is all wet.
Tom. Oh, the house fall. Oh, well,
The house falls dead silent. We hear footsteps thundering through the house. A tense strain of music fades up.
What's that?
Wait,
Wait, hold still.
no,
Oh,
that's
I'm
not.
sorry.
Wait,
What?
hold still. Your head's starting to swell up. Todd screams. We hear the sound of Tom's footsteps running through the kitchen, down the hall, up the stairs, up the hallway. A door opens.
What's the matter?
It's Ferris.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? For Christ's sake, look at him.
Close up. Ferris, an 18-year-old boy. He's staring lifelessly at camera. His mouth is open, his eyes are bugged out, his tongue is fat and dry in his mouth. He's laying in bed on his side. Scene 3. Interior, boy's bedroom. Ferris's parents, Tom and Joyce Bueller, are standing at bedside. They're in their late 40s, early 50s. Handsome, upper middle class parents. They're both dressed for work.
Ferris?
He doesn't have a fever, but he says his stomach hurts, and he's seeing spots.
Close up, Ferris. His lifeless eyes blink. Interior, bedroom, parents. Tom bends down and touches Ferris's forehead.
What's the matter, Ferris?
Feel his head. They're cold and hands. They're cold and clammy.
Tom takes one of Ferris's hands.
Should you call the doctor?
He doesn't want me to.
Why didn't you want Mom to call the doctor?
Ferris exhales loudly. He tries to speak, but all he can manage is a choked gasp.
What?
Ferris tries again.
Don't make a fuss. I'm fine. I'll get up.
He starts to get up. Joyce gently pushes him back down.
I have a test today. I have to take it. I want to get into a good college so I can have a fruitful life.
You're not going to school like this. Maybe I should call the office. Tell them he won't be in.
I'm okay, Mom. I feel perfectly. Oh, God.
He's gripped by a seizure. His body stiffens and he chokes. His older sister, Jeannie, walks into the room. She's dressed for school. She's cute and stuck up. A major pill.
Wow. Oh, fine. What's this? What's his problem?
He doesn't feel well.
Yeah, right. Dry that one out and you can fertilize the lawn.
That's enough, Jeannie.
You're not falling for this, are you? Tell me you're not falling for this.
Is that Jeannie? I can't see that far. Jeannie?
Pucker up and squat, Ferris.
Thank you, Jeannie. Get to school.
You're really letting him stay home? I can't believe this. If I was bleeding out of my eyes, you guys would make me go to school. It's so unfair.
Please don't be upset with me, Jeannie. Be thankful that you're fit and have your health. Cherish it.
Oh, I want to puke.
She glares at Ferris. Her eyes are mascara and vengeance. She slips out of the room. Ferris's brother, Todd, and sister, Kimberly, peek into the room. Myocardial infarction?
Get your stuff. Daddy will be right down.
Syphilitic meningitis? That would be a huge family embarrassment.
Get downstairs.
If he dies, I got dibs on his stereo. She turns sharply and exits.
Dad, does my head look all right?
Get downstairs now.
Just answer me one question. Is it swelling up? Kim said it was going to get as big as...
A watermelon!
Shut up!
Get downstairs now.
Todd backs out of the room.
I'll be okay. I'll just sleep. Maybe I'll have an aspirin around noon.
I'm showing houses to the family from California today, but I'll be in the area. My office will know where I am if you need me.
I'll check it with you too.
It's nice to know I have such loving, caring parents. You're both very special people.
Cue Ferris. He acknowledges Tom with a pathetic flutter of his eyelids. Interior bedroom, Joyce. She strokes Ferris's hair.
Hope you feel better, Pumpkin.
She leans down and kisses his forehead. Tom pets his shoulder.
Get some rest.
Cue Ferris. Ferris lets out a wheeze. His glassy eyes follow his parents to the door.
We love you, sweetie.
Call if you need us.
They close the door. The lock clicks. Ferris's eyes shift from the door to camera. A sly little smile crawls across his lips.
They bought it.
The MTV theme music roars in. Cue TV screen. The TV at the front of Ferris's bed. The MTV logo is playing. Interior bedroom. Ferris yanks open the drapes. The pall of the sick room disappears in the brilliant glow of morning sunlight.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I just put it on for a little. Incredible. One of the worst performances in my career, and they never doubted it for a second.
Looks out the window.
What a beautiful day.
He turns from the window.
Parents always fall for the clammy hands. It's physical evidence of illness. It's a good, non-specific symptom. Parents are generally pretty hip to the fever scams, and to make them work, you have to go to 101, 102. You get a nervous mother and you end up in a doctor's office, and that's worse than school.
He flips on his stereo and fills the room with the MTV broadcast. A new song begins.
Fake a stomach cramp, and when you're doubled over, moaning and wailing, just lick your palms. It's a little stupid and childish, but then so is high school, right?
He equalizes the sound a little.
This is my 9th sick day this semester. If I go for 10, I'm probably going to have to barf up a lung. So I absolutely must make this one count.
He exits into the hallway. Interior bathroom. Ferris walks into the bathroom. It's littered with Jeannie's debris. He turns on the shower water.
I don't care if you're 55 or 7. Everybody needs a day off now and then. It's a beautiful day. How can I be expected to handle high school?
He bends out of frame as he loses his briefs. He pops up.
I do actually have a test. That wasn't bullshit.
He steps into the shower. Through the pebbled glass of the shower door, we see Ferris's outline.
That I care about it was.
Interior bathroom, shower stall. Inside the shower, Ferris's hair is standing straight up. It's molded into a fin with shampoo.
It's on European socialism. I mean, really, what's the point? I'm not European. I don't plan to be European. So who gives a shit if they're socialists? They could be fascist anarchists, and it still wouldn't change the fact that I don't own a car.
He turns the shower head around and uses it like a microphone.
Well, shake it up, baby. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout.
Interior hallway, later. Ferris comes out of the bathroom with the towel wrapped around his waist. He's drying his hair with another of a different color.
Not that I condone fascism. Or isms. Isms, in my opinion, are not good. A person should not believe in an ism. He should believe in himself. John Lennon said it on his first solo album, I don't believe in Beatles, I just believe in me. A good point there. After all, he was the walrus.
He opens a linen closet and tosses the towel in it.
I could be the walrus and I'd still have to bum rides off people.
He passes the camera and goes into his room.
I'm not very political. Let me put that into perspective.
Interior bedroom. Ferris tosses the towel he's dried hair with on the bed.
My uncle went to Canada to protest the war, right? On the 4th of July, he was down with my aunt and he got drunk and told my dad he felt guilty he didn't fight in Vietnam. So I said, what's the deal, Uncle Jeff? In wartime, you want to be a pacifist, and in peacetime, you want to be a soldier. It took you 20 years to find out you don't believe in anything.
Snaps his fingers.
Grounded, just like that, 2 weeks.
Pause.
Be careful when you deal with old hippies. They can be real touchy.
He opens his door. Interior closet. The door opens and Ferris rifles through his shirts.
My mother was a hippie, but she lost it. She got old. If she listens to the White Album now, she doesn't hear music, she hears memories. Nostalgia is her favorite drug. It'll probably be mine too. I hope not.
He finds a shirt he likes. He steps back from the closet and puts it on. He drops the towel. Interior bedroom. He walks across the room to his dresser. He opens his underwear drawer. There's an old model of a submarine on the top of the dresser. He picks it up.
In 8th grade, a friend of mine made a bong out of one of these. The smoke tasted like glue.
He pulls out a pair of underwear. He gets dressed as he speaks.
His name is Garth Volbeck. He's a serious outsider. Not a bad guy. I like him. I'm probably his only friend. I do what I can for him. I mean, if I was him, I'd appreciate it. Do unto others, right? Anyway, his mother owns a gas station. His father's dead, and his sister's rumored to be a prostitute, which is complete bullshit. She only puts out so people will hang out with her. It's sad, but I don't hold it against her. Better to hold it against the guys who use her and don't care about her.
Pause.
My parents never allowed Garth over here. It was because of his family, mainly his older brother. He's in jail. I could see them not wanting his brother here because he is a registered psycho. I wouldn't want him here. I once watched the guy eat a whole bottle of artificial fruit just so he could see what it was like to have his stomach pumped. But Garth isn't his brother. It isn't his fault that his brother screwed up. A lot of fights with the parents on that point. I always felt for Garth. I was sleeping at his house once and I was laying on the dark worrying that his brother was going to come in and hack me to death with an axe. And I heard Garth crying. I asked him what was wrong and he said, nothing. Nothing was wrong. There was no specific thing he was crying about. In fact, he wasn't really even aware that he was crying. He just cried himself to sleep every night. It was a habit. The guy's so conditioned to grief that if he doesn't feel it, he can't sleep. How could you possibly dump on a guy who has to deal with that kind of shit? My parents acknowledge the trudge of the situation, and I'm sure that deep down they do feel for him, but still the guy's banned from our house.
He looks at himself in the mirror on the back of his closet door. He doesn't like what he's wearing. He continues his speech as he disrobes.
Unfortunately, now my parents have a legit argument. Garth doesn't need his brother to give him a rep anymore. He's getting one on his own. He's lost. It's over for him. He's 18, gone from school, gone from life. His legacy is a gas station.
Interior house staircase. Ferris comes down the stairs. He's wearing a completely different outfit.
One very serious danger is playing sick is that it's possible to believe your own act.
Interior kitchen. Ferris comes into the kitchen and crosses to the refrigerator.
That and boredom. A lot of people ditch and feel great for about an hour. Then they realize there's nothing to do. TV and food. I myself have ditched and gotten so bored I did homework. Figure that shit out.
He takes a sip out of a bottle of orange juice.
You have to plan things out before you take the day off. Otherwise, you get all nervous worrying about what to do, and all you get is grief, and the whole point is to take it easy, cut loose, and enjoy.
He crosses to the pantry.
You blow your day at about 3 o'clock when everybody's out of school. You're going to wish you'd gone to school so you could be out having fun.
He emerges from the pantry with a handful of Oreos.
Avoid the misery. Plan your day. Do it right.
Interior family room. Ferris walks in and flops down in an armchair.
There's a lot of pressure at work in my age group, and it's not always recognized.
He reaches over and picks up the telephone. He sets it in his lap.
Some guy whose hair is falling out and his stomach's hanging over his belt and everything he eats makes him fart. He looks at someone like me and thinks, This kid's young and strong and has a full, rich future ahead of him. What's he got to bitch about?
A Q phone. He punches out a number. Interior family room. Ferris. He remote controls the TV on.
That's just one reason why I need a day off every now and then.
Scene.
Woo!
That was fun.
Yeah, good job.
We should do a scene from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone when they're on the train and they meet each other for the first time.
Where they all meet each other for the first time?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All
right.
Oh wait, it wasn't on the train.
Too loud. It wasn't until the microwave was on when I realized, oh no, maybe they can hear that.
I couldn't
No,
hear the
we didn't.
microwave.
No, we didn't hear you.
Okay, great. Then never mind.
Let's do another scene. Harry Potter.
I like that idea.
Like right now?
Yay! Yeah, why not?
All right. So we'll just like go look up the shooting script and then. All right. Yeah, sounds good. Let's see. Harry Potter.
Man, I wanted to do Clerks.
We know. We'll do that
But
too.
there are like 2 characters, right?
Not the whole thing. Like they're Jay and Silent Bob too. Well, I guess Bob is silent, but there's customers too.
So you're saying you want to do a monologue, basically?
No.
Man, what I wouldn't give to see Emily like run out into the middle of the street screaming, "Try not to suck any dick on the way to the airport." Like,
Try not to suck any dick on the way to the parking lot.
yeah.
Hey, you get back here.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty. That would be awesome. Oh, okay. So I found the script. Shall I send it to you all?
Yeah.
How many characters are there?
I don't. Well, a lot, but we can.
Oh, yeah. I didn't find it.
Oh my God, this is gonna be. Well, yeah. There are a lot of. Well, we can kind of let's try and see and scroll down. Let's me scroll down and see. So you want to get to the scene where?
Can you email it so I could pull it up on my phone?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Uh-huh. So there, I mean, I'll try and scroll down to see what page. You want to get to the scene where they all meet each other?
Uh-huh.
What page is that?
Hold on, I'm looking. And apparently it skips like the first, it skips scenes 1 through 18 for some reason. I don't know why.
And we have to do it in a British accent.
So maybe this is not the best link.
Oh.
Oh no, wait. Oh, this is good because he's still at his abusive uncle and aunt's home. So let me scroll down.
Wow, so many years ago. Oh, 20 years ago? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. Long time ago. So I'm just like, hold on a minute. Let me scan through this and see how long it takes to get to this.
Guess he sent it.
All right, let me see where are we here? Page 13. All right. Oh my God. Oh, Harry meets Hagrid. I guess that's earlier. Hagrid, Petunia. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I start at 16. I love Hagrid. Let's see. Where's Ron is useless, but that's
Is it like a specific?
I loved Ron.
Is it searchable?
I don't think so. I think it's
I
PDF.
thought maybe it was like a.
Sorry, Cynthia.
What?
Just my opinion.
Your opinion is wrong.
Okay.
What's your complaint?
He doesn't like Ron Weasley. Granted, I like the actor, not so much the character.
Oh, I don't have anything against the actor. I mean, he's ugly, but that's not his fault. I'm kidding.
Horrible.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Oh, okay. I think it starts at the bottom of page 31. And the scene number, it starts scene 68, interior train compartment. So that's where Ron meets Harry. When does Hermione stumble in? All right, so it's right, basically it's just Ron and Harry. And then there's a dimpled woman.
Wait, which scene are you on? 60...
It starts at scene 68. It says interior train compartment day. Harry sits quietly. It's at the bottom of page 31.
Okay.
Okay. And so I'm going to see, I want to see how many characters there are. There's Harry, there's Ron, there's a dimpled woman, but she only has one line. This is really a scene for just 3 people. So.
I'm sorry, you said at the bottom of 31?
Yeah, the bottom
31.
of page 31. It starts with the number 68, and it says.
Oh, internal train compartment day.
Oh, and then Hermione shows up at the top of page 35. So that's a 4. Okay, so there's a 4th character. Okay, so that's 4. Well, there's 4 people in this scene, but one of them only has 1 line. But even still, and then that scene lasts for like 5 pages. So we could play that if anybody wants to. I'll step out because I had a lot of lines in the last one. So
I'm sorry. You said at the bottom of 31, but I'm seeing.
It's 34 on the phone, I think.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
31 on the corner, top right.
Sam,
corner of the page.
I'll step out because I talked a lot too, being the narrator.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I'll sit this one. I can sit this one out.
So it starts with dimpled woman?
No. It starts.
Interior train compartment day.
Yeah.
Starts with the Ron, Harry.
Oh,
Ron.
68A. Oh, okay, it's the top of. I see. Okay.
Yeah. So y'all can decide amongst yourselves who's playing who. I think Cynthia wants to play Ron.
Not
Wait,
really.
there's only 2 characters here.
No, it starts off that way, but like Hermione shows up eventually, and then there's like a dimpled woman who has a 1 line. So it ends up being like.
I'll be the dimpled woman.
Oh, Julian, you've got a bright future ahead of you.
Well, somebody could be the narrator too.
Or a Snoop
Oh,
Dogg.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Or as Snoop Dogg says in Wiggle, you've got a bright future behind you.
Oh, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so why doesn't if Julian only gets 1 line, why doesn't he be the
Yeah, why isn't
narrator?
The narrator.
Julian should be the narrator?
I mean, there's so many lines to go around. I wouldn't want to.
Well, I'm sitting out. Sam and I are sitting out because we talked a lot.
Those two are sitting out. I
Right.
could be Hermione, and then I guess guys have already figured out the rest of it.
Okay, between Danny and I, who's Ron and who's Harry?
Do you want to be Ron? Is that what you said?
I mean, I don't mind either. I don't mind being Ron. He's receiving so much hate. I feel like I should do him some justice.
Yeah, you should stick up for him. Defend your ginger loser.
I love Rupert. Oh, you fucking bitch! I'm glad you're not in this one. He has a show on Netflix called Lovesick. You should watch it. It's really good.
I bet it sucks.
Okay. What?
I'm just kidding.
It's really good.
I'm just kidding. I'm doubling down because
It's a dark comedy. British dark comedy is like the best.
yeah. Well,
I'll
it can't
tell
be
you about
that
it
good.
later.
He's in it.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna let this one go for a while.
Okay, so
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone now, though.
Danny, are you gonna be
I'll be
Harry? Oh my
Yeah.
god, you're the one. Okay.
He's the chosen one. Yeah.
So does the narrator start?
Yep.
Okay. Where as the train?
Interior.
Oh, interior. Interior train compartment. Day. Time. Harry sits quietly. Then the compartment door slides open. Ron stands there, seeing Harry. He hesitates.
Mind, everywhere else is full.
Not at all.
I'm Ron, by the way.
I heard. I'm Harry.
I heard. Oh, is it true? I mean, have you really got the, you know?
Without prompting, Harry lifts his hair, shows the scar.
Wicked.
Are all your family wizards?
Huh? Oh, I think so. Well, Mom's got a second cousin who's an accountant, but we never talk about it. I hear you went to live with muggles. What are they like?
Horrible. Well, not all of them. Mine are, though. Trade them for 3 wizard brothers any day.
5. I'm the 6th in the family to go to Hogwarts. Everyone expects me to do as well as the others, but if I do, that's no big deal because they did it first. You never get anything new either. With 5 brothers, I've got Bill's old robes, Charlie's old one, even Scabbers used to be Percy's.
Ron reaches into his pocket, pulls out a fat, gray, seemingly unconscious rat. Scott.
Hardly ever wakes up. He's useless, basically. Percy gets an owl for making prefect. Well, Mom and Dad couldn't afford. I got Scabbers instead.
Ron looks embarrassed. Just then, a dimpled woman pushing a trolley full of sweets pops her head in. Anything off the trolley, dears? Ron mumbles, no thanks. Takes out a lumpy sandwich. Harry studies him, then digs into his pockets, heavy with coin.
We'll take the lot.
Close up, grove of treats. Interior, train compartment. Day, later. Wait, do I?
No,
Dimpled woman?
spread out on the empty seat.
Oh, spread out on the empty seat. Harry marvels at the strange, wondrous candies before him.
Birdie's bought every flavor beans?
They mean every flavor. There's chocolate, peppermint, but you can also get liver or spinach or tripe. George reckons he had a boogie flavored one once.
These aren't real frogs, are they?
Harry holds up a pack of chocolate frogs. Something is wriggling under the foil. Then sees that Ron already has a very realistic leg swirling out the corner of his mouth.
Just a spell. Besides, it's the cod you want. Each pack's got a famous witch or wizard. I've got about 500 myself. Watch it.
As Harry breaks the foil in his pack, or on his pack, the frog springs into the air and out the open train window.
That's rotten luck. They've only got one good jump in them to begin with.
Harry glances at the card in his hand. On it, there's a man with a crooked nose, long silver beard, and half-moon glasses. Underneath is a name, Albus Dumbledore.
I've gotten Dumbledore!
I've got about 6 of him. Trade you Scabbers, though, if you got Agrippa or Ptolemy.
Considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the dark wizard Grindelwald in 1945, for his discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work on alchemy with his partner Nicholas Flamel. Approximately 150 years old, Professor Dumbledore enjoys chamber music, temple belling, and 150 years old.
Thought he'd be older, did you?
No, he's gone.
Harry holds up the card, now blank, to Ron, who only shrugs.
Well, you can't expect him to hang around all day, can you?
It's just, in the Muggle world, people usually stay put in photos.
Really? They don't move at all? Weird.
Just then, Scabbers snorts, falls back asleep.
Pathetic, isn't it? Fred gave me a spell to turn him yellow. Want to see?
Harry nods, eager to see some magic. Ron pulls out a battered wand, just as the compartment door opens, and a girl with bushy brown hair and rather large front teeth looks in. She is Hermione Granger and is already wearing her school robes.
Has anyone seen a toad? A boy named Neville has lost one. Oh, are you doing magic? Let's see then.
She sits down. Ron looks a bit taken aback, but clears his throat nonetheless, poises his wand over Scabbers.
Sunshine daisies, buttermellow, turn this stupid fat rat yellow.
Scabbers snorts, but otherwise remains fat, gray, and asleep.
Are you sure that's a real spell? Well, it's not very good, is it? I've only tried a few simple ones myself, but they've all worked for me. For example,
To Harry's surprise, Hermione takes her wand, points it directly over his brow, then stops.
goodness, you're Harry Potter, aren't you? I know all about you, of course. I was doing a little recreational reading, and you're in modern magical history, the rise and fall of the dark arts, and great wizarding events of the 20th century.
Am I?
Didn't you know? I'd have found out everything I could if it was me. Anyway, Oculus Reparo.
Instantly, the cracked bridge of Harry's glasses is mended.
There, that's better, isn't it? I'm Hermione Granger, by the way. And you are?
Ron is still staring at the glasses, feeling a bit outdone.
Ron Weasley.
Pleasure. Do either of you know what house he'll be in? I'm hoping for Gryffindor. I hear Dumbledore himself was in it. But I think I might just die if they put me in Slytherin. That was you. That was you know whose house. Anyway, you two had better change into your robes. I expect we'll be arriving soon. You've got dirt on your nose, by the way. Did you know?
As she exits, Harry and Ron just sit, staring at the door.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. That was so cool. That was really cool.
Did you guys enjoy it, even though you weren't reading?
Yeah. I love the accents. The accents
Yeah,
were great.
The accents kind of made it.
The accents were fantastic.
I remember this scene, and I have to watch this movie within this week.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that was really fun. That was really enjoyable. Yeah, the accents were really fun. Everybody was really getting into it, and it was all no, it was great. It was really fun. I think we should do this more often.
Yeah, we
this
definitely
was
should.
funner than I thought. This is great.
Yes.
Malfoy was about to join. Guys.
Who?
Malfoy? Oh, and Neville.
Oh.
Oh. Malfoy's a little shit.
I don't know.
Professor McGonagall.
I feel
In
a little.
episode 2.
I thought.
I feel. Oh, sorry.
Real person?
Yeah.
I feel bad for like the actor who plays Malfoy because he's been like verbally.
Tom Felton.
Yeah, he's been verbally accosted by fans like so many times.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's talked about it, and he's like it's not really me. It's just a character I play. And I feel a little bad for him.
Poor
Not
guy,
that
he's an
bad 'cause he's
actor.
rich, but like not that bad because he's rich, but at the same time, like I feel bad. Like it's like it must suck to like have all these people like come up and like hate you, like just randomly. Yeah, like that I feel a little bad for him for.
I had such a crush on him growing up.
Well, he was kind of cute in a really obnoxious way.
Yeah.
Oh, the kid who played Draco?
Yeah. He's like, oh, is that you again, Potter? He's like, Potter. He's like, Potter. It's like, oh, look at the little girl. Look at that mud blood. Look, she's a muggle. She's a muggle.
He was like that. He was a little shit.
Yeah, he's like, you'll never amount to anything, Potter.
Is there a reason these are only like 100-something pages long instead of like the full script?
I don't know.
Copyright laws, maybe?
Oh, okay. That was fun. Oh my god.
That was really fun. I'm gonna get off now, but
Well, thanks for the private information.
what private information?
We didn't know that you were going to get off.
Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
But it was,
Emily, hats off to you.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get off the phone now. I gotta let Scarlett go to bed.
Oh, Sam.
Julian,
Sam,
what's up?
a couple of weekends ago, we were walking to a brewery in Fort Greene, and we randomly ran into Eric Holness.
Oh, really?
Shut up!
Wow! Oh my
He was just
god!
like standing in the garden. I think it was his sister's house or something. He was like, Julian? I was like, Eric?
He lives in Brooklyn?
We did like the elbow thing, and yeah.
He's lived in Brooklyn forever. Yeah.
I thought he just left. I don't know why.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy. He has the most beautiful eyes. Oh my
I know
God.
he has amazing eyes. Yeah.
So
He has
beautiful.
amazing eyes.
Misha used to say that he looked like the hot convict.
Misha said that.
Yeah. Like, you know who I'm talking about, the guy whose
I know who
mugshot
Eric
went
is.
viral.
I know Eric Holness.
No.
The hot convict.
Do you know who the hot convict
Yes,
is?
I know who the hot convict is. Okay.
Who's
Yes.
the hot convict?
Oh, there was circling the rounds a few years ago.
Oh, that
Remember
guy.
his mugshot with the eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the
I
hot
don't-
convict looks better. But I mean, Eric looks good.
Jesus, Cynthia.
When he doesn't smile.
No, I liked Eric's smile. He was really cool. He was
Well,
nice.
none of us can really show a smile now because we all have to wear masks.
But so you guys did the elbow thing? That's cool.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, I liked him. I like Eric.
He hired me.
So how's he doing?
Well, we had a short conversation. He just said he was doing fine.
What is he up to? What is he doing? Where is he at?
We didn't get that deep into the conversation.
They didn't
Because
get
you're
that
all
deep.
social distancing and isolating. But
Oh, he's still doing music. Thank you, Danny.
oh, good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she has the transcript.
Why did he stop canvassing?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't gonna ask him that.
What did you talk
canvassed in
about?
years.
Yeah, I know, but
Because he wanted to do more with his life, would be my guess. No offense. Sorry.
Not offended.
Sorry.
I mean,
I don't know if you're not offended, just tired.
Okay.
like in my case, if you consider doing more with your life, like telling kids that it's not a good idea to like light a blunt on a Zoom call, then sure.
Sorry. No, it is. But sorry, I have to remember to scan the crowd before I unleash those jokes.
Well, my summer job is just, okay, if you're telling the kids, okay, if you're going to light a blunt, just do it like over there and not over here.
Exactly.
You mean you don't do that now?
Not over the phone.
Oh, okay.
I see his music on Amazon.co.uk.
Oh.
That you
You would
can.
think if he's trying to do something like music, he would have more of a social media presence.
Yeah, I mean, I see him on Instagram, but like that's pretty much.
He is. Is he under Eric Holness?
I don't know.
follow him.
But that's so cool. I really like it. I always liked him. He's such a chill guy.
Yeah, he was just like out there in the garden. It was like,
Yeah.
Did he look
What
like
was he
aged
doing?
at all?
Gardening?
he didn't look like he aged at all. Like he looked the same. I mean, he wasn't gardening. He was just kind of out there.
He was smoking a cigarette.
Oh, he was smoking a cigarette. See, Danny remembers it better than I do.
I should just ask Danny these questions. It seems like
It was a cigarette.
you were in there.
I just have the general transcript of what happened.
Awesome.
So what is he up to now, Danny?
Doing music, and there was no more information than that.
Did you
Doing
guys
music
get?
and smoking a cigarette, apparently.
Did you get his like social media?
He got his
Oh
phone
my
number.
god! Cynthia, you're nosy.
I want to know how he's doing.
I mean, I'll give you
Yeah.
his phone number. If you text him and was like, hey, it's Cynthia, I'm sure you
No,
would.
that's just fucking weird.
I don't think so. You'd be like, oh, hey. If he remembered me, he'd remember you.
I can't believe he called you. I can't believe he remembered you from your eyes, assuming you were wearing a mask.
Yeah, we were wearing masks.
How did he recognize your eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can recognize people when they're wearing a mask. Like, It's just harder.
I
But
forget
someone you
when-
haven't seen in 10 plus years, that's a little hard to identify right away.
I remember whenever I was in the van with him and it was like me and him and Rob and somebody else, he used to call us 3 Jews and a Jamaican.
Jamaican me crazy.
Yeah, Jamaican yeah. I like that kid. I would ask for his number, but I don't want that to be weird. But I may even where's my phone?
I mean, I remember for a period of time, I remember being his driver.
Yeah, he was the original non-driving guy.
That's right. He didn't drive. That's right.
Yeah.
And he killed it.